It's time for Wenatchee Panther football on the NCW Life Channel. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth, Collins Fashions, Town Nissan, and Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Now let's go live to Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl for all the action with Icicle Broadcasting's Ian Dunn and Mark Miller.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the Apple Bowl here in Wenatchee for this matchup, the Bridge of Sportsmanship. It's the 49th meeting between the two schools. Along with Grant Olson, I'm Eric Granstrom here on the NCW Life Channels. We bring you the Bridge of Sportsmanship pregame show live here from Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. And, well, Grant, it's a late arriving crowd, but we know this is going to be a hot place to be tonight.
Oh, you can feel the excitement around here. And I got here at 5:30, and there was a lot of people in the parking lot even at that time. So it's a big game. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, the kids next door here at Pioneer were just getting out of school, and there was tailgating happening out here in the parking lot. So a little interesting. We've got a lot going on tonight besides just football. We've got a horse race affair happening at halftime, and this is a fundraiser for the Law Enforcement Torch Relay, all part of Special Olympics. We're going to talk more about that as we continue here on the pregame show. We're hopefully going to get a visit from at least one of the coaches tonight. So we'll see about that. But Michael Dawn and Scott Devereaux, as you can understand, a little bit busy.
A little bit busy, yeah.
Interesting matchup here, Grant. Of course, the Wenatchee Panthers have dominated the meetings over the years. Eastmont, in fact, you can kind of laugh. We've got the Bridge of Sportsmanship trophy sitting right here. The last time Eastmont won this trophy, they got the wrong one.
They did, yes. I heard something about that, too. And I'm looking at all the wins from going back to 1958. I saw that Eastmont only put one 2-game win streak together in all this time.
Yeah,
so,
back in the 90s.
Right. You got it.
Yeah.
So they're wanting to win pretty bad tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, we've had a chance to watch a lot of Eastmont football. Of course, we've had both Eastmont and Wenatchee here on the NCW Life Channel this fall throughout their football seasons when they have the home games. Eastmont's got a really good club this year, and I think they got a pretty good chance of taking this trophy back over to Eastmont High School.
Eric, this to me is an evenly matched game, that's for sure. I think it comes down to just a few players on each side. I think Scaramazino will be a big player for Eastmont tonight, as well as Schneider. On the other side of the ball, Blakeney, and I think Darius Carlson will play a big role in this game tonight as well.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Eastmont Wildcats, we should congratulate Devin Schneider. The WIAA Athlete of the Week award was announced earlier this week, and for 4A football, Devin Schneider with a huge game last week against the Davis Pirates with 255 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns, a touchdown receiving. He also made a big interception at the end zone towards the end of the game. So congratulations to Devin Schneider. Also, we should mention that the cross-country team for Eastmont is the state academic champion. So
that's awesome.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Big news for Eastmont all week long. And I'm sure they'd like to have a little more big news here in a few hours from now. Speaking of big news, Rebecca Hall is here. Rebecca, come on over here and join us. Now, Rebecca, I know from being on the volleyball team with Eastmont, but Becca, now you're involved with volleyball, but what else are you doing with Eastmont High School?
I'm in the Senate class, so.
Let's talk about this football for flood victims and a fundraiser that you guys were able to do here this week.
So tonight we've been working all week on publicizing it. What we're going to do during the game is we're going to send buckets up and down the stands and hopefully receive some donations for hurricane victims.
I wanted to talk to you as well about this week for you guys. I know you had the big volleyball match on Tuesday with Wenatchee. You guys presented flowers to the seniors. I thought that was a really cool move.
Yeah, we've been good friends with all the seniors, so we just thought it'd be something special. It was a good night for them. It was an intense game, and I'm really proud of them and how far they've come. And it's been a great season.
Let's talk about what happened last night, too, because they returned the favor and show up and actually were rooting on the Eastmont Wildcats last night.
That was awesome that they showed up. I was really excited to see all my friends. We took pictures, they congratulated us, and it's just really great.
So is this just Eastmont, or is it the Wenatchee student body that's also doing the football for flood victims tonight?
It's both sides of the river.
Okay. So be sure, and when you come out to the game, hopefully they're watching us here on the pregame show. They bring their dollars and whatever they've got and put them in the buckets as they're passing through the stands.
Yep, that's exactly what happens.
Okay, Becca, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You bet. Becca Hall joining us here on the pregame show. Go ahead and step aside. We're live here on the air, so we're not going to take any commercial breaks or anything like
Eric,
that. So
what Becca said, doesn't that really change the dynamic kind of how this this game has evolved over the years, too. These guys are friends now.
Yeah.
They're in the same league where it didn't used to be like that. Now they know each other.
Yeah,
They're friends, and they live in the same valley.
Yeah, Dan Kuntz and I were talking about that, back when he was in high school 107 years ago. He said it was a bitter rivalry, and they didn't know each other. The Wenatchee kids didn't know the Eastmont kids when they played. Well, part of that was the fact that they were in two different classifications as far as the sports were concerned and the schools were concerned. But also, they didn't have all of the leagues and the club sports and everything else that you have now, where these kids are playing together all the time.
They're going to each other's proms and dances and various events. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're here live. As you can see, the teams are out here warming up, and let's take a look at our camera angles here. Brandon's back in the truck, and Brandon's going to go onto our camera over here on the field and take a look at what's happening as far as the warm-ups are concerned. As we've got Eastmont going through their warm-ups. It's senior night here as well for the Wenatchee Panthers.
Right,
so,
kind of ironic.
That adds to the whole scene as well.
Without a doubt.
And Becca Freemuth back in the studio. She's got the switches and dials back there. We also have our cameras up on top of the building that are ready to go as the teams head for the locker room and get ready for the starting lineups to be announced and all that fun, pregame festivities that happen. And it's just so much bigger when you get these two teams together. And, I was talking with Russ Waterman before the game here, and I said, so, Russ, you've got a really good club this year. I think you guys have a pretty good chance. He goes, no, you throw the records out the window.
You really do. And wouldn't you think that the coaches, once they go back into the locker room, like right now before the game, tell their players, just breathe.
Yeah.
Just breathe.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do? Just calm down a little bit. But it's hard in a game like this.
Well, as far as the Big Nine is concerned, both teams are out of it as far as the playoffs are concerned. So this is their playoff.
This is
their
rights
championship to get this trophy in the trophy case.
That's right.
We have a little something
we do.
behind us here. I'm not sure.
Somebody's horsing around back there, Eric.
Did they drop something? I thought maybe there was a little something they dropped back there. I don't know if there's a shovel that's part of it as well. But actually, this behind us is part of the festivities here tonight with the race that's happening at halftime.
That's right. Agreed.
So, yeah. I'm going to grab my clipboard here real quick so we can talk about the Special Olympics Washington.
Right.
Of course, huge contingent here in the Wenatchee Valley. And a big part of that is law enforcement torch relay run that happens throughout the year, both for the winter games and for the summer games, is a fundraiser by law enforcement throughout the state of Washington to benefit Special Olympics Washington. Now, they are doing something locally here with a horse race here tonight at halftime, which they've asked me to be the play-by-play.
I can't wait to hear that. You've done it all, my friend.
Yeah. Well, you can just add this one to it. We've got the gang here from Wenatchee Parks and Recreation, which locally here in the Wenatchee Valley, Parks and Rec for Wenatchee manages the Special Olympics programs.
Right.
And they do a fantastic job.
Oh, absolutely.
And, of course, coming up in February, we'll have the Special Olympics Winter Games again, and I've been very fortunate to be part of the opening ceremony.
There's really nothing like it, is there?
No, absolutely
it's amazing.
Not. Absolutely not. So coming up at halftime, we have the the relay that's happening during the Battle of the Bridges here. And this is the inaugural First Responders Derby for Special Olympics Washington, presented by the Law Enforcement Torch Run campaign. It's a competitive foot race derby, which combines two first responders from local agencies teaming up in one horse costume. Raffle tickets are being sold, so you're invited to pick your favorite horse and raise some money for Special Olympics. And what's great about this is that the fundraiser happening here tonight stays right here for the Special Olympics program in the Wenatchee Valley. Now, we've got East Wenatchee Police Department. We have Rivercom that has a horse here tonight. Chelan County Sheriff's Department, Chelan County Fire Department, or District 1, the Wenatchee Police Department, Lifeline Ambulance, We have DOC, we've got Ballard Ambulance, Chelan County Regional Jail, Douglas County Sheriffs, Chelan County Fire 2, Douglas County Fire. So we got a lot of horses that are going to be horsing around here.
Do you suppose they practice for this?
No,
no,
of course not.
No,
I'm just hoping.
And it's 100 yards down and 100 yards back, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So Jim Beeson, I was talking with him about announcing this at halftime, and I said, "So how long are you giving us?" He says, well, he says, considering of what's happening, he says, it might take about 10 minutes or so. So we appreciate you guys being here and being part of this, and we wish you guys the best of luck, and, you know, have fun here at halftime.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.
You
Good
bet.
to see you, Mason. Awesome.
What's up, Mason?
So there you go. Just part of the festivities happening. I mean, we've got a fundraiser going on with the bucket through the stands. We've got a fundraiser going on here at halftime. And that
you ever called a horse race, Eric?
No, haven't. No.
You've done everything, but
I have announced the end of horse races, doing the results out to the radio stations and stuff back in the Long Acres days. I filled in for Joe Withey doing that a long time ago.
So we can get a Quinella on this race tonight or something?
I'm sure they would love it.
I'm sure they would.
I'm sure they'd love that. But so that's coming up at halftime. They've got the drill squads for both teams are going to be performing at halftime as well. So we'll have the cameras all for that, so you can see this horse race coming up at halftime here as we celebrate the Bridge of Sportsmanship. And really, let's go back to that name. They changed the name of this trophy. They changed the name of the competition between the two schools a number of years ago to kind of work on building that bridge as far as, hey, we're one community, really. Yes, we could be a rivalry during a football game, but we could also work together on some really good things.
We're not really battling anything. We're playing a game out here, and we're all pretty much friends.
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Hey, let's bring in the athletic directors for both schools. Come on in here, Jim Beeson, Russ Waterman, joining us here, and we got the trophy here too. So, gentlemen, first of all, thanks for letting us be here, Jim, and being part of the festivities.
You're welcome. Glad to have you.
Let's talk about the other activities. We've had a few folks that have joined us here. I know that, and we were just talking about the Bridge of Sportsmanship, but Jim and Russ, maybe you can talk about this too, as far as kind of working to, I mean, the schools are rivals on the field, but we can't have this rivalry go in the stands. We can't have it go in the communities. We can't have it going on in the streets. You guys have done a great job with this.
Yeah, I think we have. I think these kids, you know, they're neighbors. They play on summer sports teams together. They've grown up together. You know, we're divided by a river, but it's one community, and that's always been kind of our focus with, you know, BJ before Jim, and Jim now, just to say, hey, how do we come together as a community one night a week, you know, on Friday night? Let's go at it. But other than that, how do we keep things going for our community?
Well, and this is shown, Jim, to be one of the biggest sports events that we have as far as attendance in the Wenatchee Valley throughout the year. And I know you guys work really hard on trying to accommodate the fans by offering ticket sales and things like that a little early.
Yeah, we pre-sell them in our office and over at Eastmont, and try to get as many people to get the tickets beforehand so they don't have to stand and wait in line. And I mean, back to your last question, I think the best example of the sportsmanship piece of it is, like, we had senior night for volleyball on Tuesday night, and Eastmont kids come out and give our kids a rose. I mean, that's first class. And then our kids turned around and went over to Eastmont last night for their Ike game and did the same kind of a thing. So, I mean, I think that just shows that off the court it's possible to be good friends, but when they're on the court, they play and play hard, and then don't take it off the court and just continue to be friends, because we are within 5 miles of each other, and they all play together during the summer and off-season time. So,
I want to ask you too, Jim. I mean, you being pretty new here to the Wenatchee School District and new to this sportsmanship and the rivalry between the two schools, did it take you very long to understand that this is a big thing?
Well, it really didn't take me very long, just because I remember growing up in Chelan, and it was always just because the river and the two different schools. And it's ironic is I was up in Alaska, and it was Kenai and Soldotna separated by a river about 6 miles apart. And I can say that the sportsmanship piece of that rivalry wasn't near as good as the sportsmanship of this rivalry. And the thing is, at least this year, the trophy is here, so we're a witness that I do have it here. It's not lost. It's here. The first year, it was like I got to the game and someone called and said, "Where's the trophy?" And I said, "What trophy?" I didn't even know there was one. And then there was a year in there where we kind of lost it. it, that's a good thing.
Now, see, I was going to bring that up. I was, you brought it up, so yeah, evidently.
We talked about it off air, but we weren't going to bring it up.
And we were kind of joking about the fact that, Eastmont, the domination by Wenatchee in this this rivalry has been pretty significant, and Eastmont finally wins it, and then they don't even give you the right trophy, Russ.
It was a good start. I remember the phone call at 8 o'clock in the morning. Jim goes, "We have a problem." I'm thinking, what happened? He goes, "I can't find the trophy." I'm going, "How do you lose a trophy? It's in the display case."
Well, you can't lose it if you didn't know it existed, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, it's been a learning curve on it when it comes to trophies. So we made sure we've been checking periodically to make sure it's in the trophy case this year, so that we have it to bring to the game. And that's why I wanted to make sure it's in the pregame stuff, so we know where it's at and it doesn't get lost again.
Yeah, Jim gave it to us to put in the van for safekeeping, so we know where it was. Let's talk. I know we got football that we're talking about, of course, tonight, but we've got the basketball matchup that's coming up again. We've got the Town Toyota Center. We also have the schools involved. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up in December for the two schools when we meet again on the basketball floor. Russ?
Well, we kind of started a deal last year with the Winter Showcase and try to get some teams from across the mountains to play us. The Big 9 schools, Moses Lake, Eisenhower comes up, and then this year we've had a couple teams drop out. It's a little bit of a travel issue, and Jim and I talked to him, said, why don't we just play a third game? They have them up in Alaska. They call them endowment games. And we said, hey, it's good for the community. They've wanted us to play again in the Town Toyota Center. We haven't played there in a while, and it'll be a good thing. So I think on December 22nd, we're going to, tip it up, and the girls, I think, are at 7, and we're at 9.
Right.
Boys are at 9.
Right.
So it'll be a great thing.
And it's a great atmosphere, isn't it, Russ? I mean, the bands are both there. The place is full of the crowd's great. It's a great place to play basketball.
Oh, it is. It's just it's phenomenal. I mean, just for us to be able to use that space and help the Town Toyota Center out, it's great. It's a good, like we've been saying, it's a good community event, good community night.
Well, I know you guys got a lot to do. You got senior night, Jim, so we'll let you go. Thank you very much for having us here. Thanks for rolling out the red carpet no matter where we go to come do broadcasts. We're just trying to shine a light on the kids, shine a light on your programs, and I hope we're able to sort of give back a little bit as well for both the school districts.
Well, I would. You guys are very much appreciated. I don't know about the Buffalo Bill gloves, but other than that, things are pretty good. Yeah, we appreciate the things that you do for us and our kids. I know I can speak for Russ as well. It's a great thing for our kids, and it's not just football and basketball. It's bowling and unified athletics and stuff like that give the kids an opportunity to go watch themselves on TV, and they think it's the greatest thing in the world. So thank you for what you do.
You bet. Well, I'll let Jim get over for senior night. Russ, thank you very much as well.
Thanks, Russ.
And yeah, Jim, right in that backpack over there on the top, the zipper is where you will find the microphone. And so they need that for senior night. Yeah, Jim gave that to me. He says, here, you can use this at halftime. And, well, they kind of need it. So anyway, how far are we into the – we're already
12 and a half minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're continuing here. Oh, we've got a person in a tutu over here. We need to find out what this is about. So come on over. Come on over. We're just having all kinds of guests here. Okay, so who are you and what's up?
My name is Sebastian Passion, and I'm the ASB Vice President of Wenatchee High School.
Okay. And you are?
My name is Mark Hernandez, and I am the ASB President of Wenatchee High School.
Okay, now you got to explain your outfit here.
Well, the theme for tonight's game for WHS students is pink out, so I had to wear everything pink that I physically could.
Okay, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay, very good, very good. We had Becca Hall from Eastmont in a little bit earlier to talk about what the student bodies have done for tonight. Tell us about what Wenatchee High School's been up to.
Well, Wenatchee High School has been working with members in the community to organize fundraisers for Hurricane Harvey relief. Unfortunately, there are still millions of Americans rehabbing from the situation, and we want to ensure that our community can do the best to contribute and help them. So we have made buckets, and at halftime we'll be passing them all throughout the Wenatchee side of the field, and we'll have a friendly competition to see which school can raise the most money for the cause.
I see. Okay, so the challenge is on here.
So how did you guys decide who was going to wear the tutu?
Oh boy, Sebastian kind of took the horns on that one. He wanted to. He wanted to. No, it wasn't a competition. No.
I look great in pink.
Well, it's all for a good cause. So I don't mind. If you had a tutu big enough for me, I would wear it tonight too. So.
Yeah, they're pretty comfortable, pretty fashionable, if I say so myself.
Well, hey, thank you for all that you guys have done, both school districts and both ASBs. We really appreciate the efforts. What's coming up for Wenatchee High School? What do you guys have on the docket next?
Mark?
We definitely have a lot of things planned. This year we have one of the most diverse ASBs that we've ever had in Wenatchee High School history. So we definitely have a lot in plan with Eastmont and kind of just collaborative efforts between the student body and, the staff in general.
Yeah.
Just coming up with cool ideas for the entire school.
And this Tuesday on Halloween, we will have students driving around collecting non-perishable foods for students at our school who can't afford food and often only get their food from the school. So Halloween night, we'll have students, instead of trick-or-treating for sugary treats, we'll have them asking for canned goods, and then we'll bring it back to the school and then be giving it away for students in need.
What a great idea.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah.
So Wenatchee student body, a can-do effort for Tuesday night to get the canned food as well. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. We appreciate it.
Go Panthers.
Have fun tonight.
All right, there you go. Go Panthers as they join us here. And I don't know. That pink tutu might fit around one thigh of mine. I think
I'd
that
pay
would
money
be...
to see it. Just saying. I would.
As we continue on here with the Bridge of Sportsmanship pregame show, we've got the Wenatchee High School band that's performing behind us here. Let's take a look around again at our scene here as the fans have started really filling in here, Grant. And we were talking about a late arriving crowd. Well, it's going to be rocking and rolling here by the time we get to kickoff.
You can just feel the buzz around here. You really can. Even the athletic directors have a little bit more jump in their step tonight.
Absolutely.
You notice that? Yeah.
And Grant and I get the chance to sit and talk with the ADs before we do the sports broadcast, kind of behind the scene, and they're really usually laid back, and it's a friendly conversation, and it was a friendly conversation, but there's a different sense in the air here tonight.
I guarantee you, they want to win this game. They might say it's about sportsmanship and all, but they want to win this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing we'll mention here too, we've been having some technical issues with our over-the-air feed. I'm seeing it right now, so hopefully we're good to go as far as Charter is concerned.
Right.
But we have had kind of an issue with our over-the-air feed, which feeds Charter Channel 19. So if you're having difficulties watching on Channel 19 on Charter, I would recommend go to our website, because we're streaming live on the website at ncwlife.com. Of course, we're on Channel 12 on LocalTel as well. So, Grant, you want to handicap this one? What are you thinking as far as the game itself?
Well, like you said, we've seen Eastmont a lot more. I've done 5 Eastmont games this year. You've been along for a lot of those. So we know that team a little bit better. I did watch the game last Friday night against Moses Lake, Wenatchee-Moses Lake, and I was impressed by Wenatchee in many ways. I think they're going to have a size advantage in this game, Eric, which is usually the case, I think, in this game. But it's all those skilled players on Eastmont, Scaramazzino and Snyder, as I mentioned. They are going to be the difference in this game, and I think it's going to be a big play kind of game.
Well, and you and I called the game last year that was at Eastmont High School. Wenatchee winning at 17-14. Eastmont on a drive down the stretch really killed themselves with penalties in that game a year ago, or they would have been able to have this trophy for the last year.
And, they can't do that tonight, Eric. And we saw it all year, kind of that kind of thing. Penalties would kill them, or maybe a turnover. They've got to play pretty much mistake-free tonight, and I think Eastmont's got a shot at this. I really do.
Let's, hey, Marion, go ahead and grab Mike over there. We'll bring Mike on to join us here on the broadcast, because we have a very special announcement
Absolutely.
to do.
Can't
so, Marion,
wait.
if you could give me that banner there.
Come on in.
Grant and I will...
come on in right between us.
Come on right between us here. We need to give a little love to our friends at Les Schwab. So, Grant, go ahead and do that. All right.
Can you see it okay?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's stuck on my finger. I'll be wearing this later on tonight. We're talking about a pink tutu. I'll just wear this instead. But we're teaming up with Les Schwab. Mike McCarty here, by the way, the manager for the Wenatchee store. Congratulations, by the way, on the remodel. That's fantastic.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I hope the community enjoys it too.
Let's talk about what Les Schwab is doing here for our community starting in November.
Yeah, about the week of Thanksgiving, we're going to have our Les Schwab toy drive. We've got a plethora of sponsors to help support this project, which you're one of them. We've got Sangster Motors, we've got Hooked on Toys, Wenatchee Valley Velo, CVCH, the Wenatchee Wild Works, and the Wenatchee world, we're just happy to have everybody on board and to make something big out of this for all the kids in this community.
So
really give back.
We'll really be kicking this off the week of Thanksgiving, where we're going to start at various spots around the community, the sponsor locations, to collect toys for those kids in our valley that wouldn't be getting a toy for Christmas otherwise.
Yeah, it's to help support the families that are having challenges that need a little bit of help and let those kids enjoy Christmas. And it's just one of the ways that we want to reach out to the community and really help them out, and we're happy to have you guys as supporters too.
Media partners involved with this, aside from the Wenatchee World and NCW Life, we've got KKRV 104.7 and Brent and the gang over there. We're going to be happy to be partners with the whole gang here as far as getting the message out.
Absolutely, and we're excited. We're really excited. We're going to get some traction on this year, and we're really make it happen. I can see it coming.
And the beneficiaries, we've got certainly Wenatchee Valley, that's one of the beneficiaries. We've got the CASA program and the Bruce House as well that are helping us get those toys out to the kids in our community.
And, we're going to really be dependent on them to help with us with that challenge to get all these toys out to these kids that are deserving. And it's going to go from infant all the way to 17-year-old kids and sorting them out and getting them out to those families that really need those toys. So we're excited for it.
Well, Mike, thanks for joining us.
Well,
we appreciate your involvement with Les Schwab.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so we'll let that go down right here.
All right.
And the anthem's happening right now. So we should listen into the anthem here on the NCW Life channel.
At quarterback, it'll be senior Austin Blakeney. The wide receivers are Darius Carlson and Spencer Rickle. The tight ends, two of them tonight, Chris Bishop and Riley Kuntz. The running back is Nathan Blauman. The center is Nathan Black. The guards are Ronan Haynes and Evan Robbins. And the tackles, Nolan Such and Kyle Byers. And here's Mark with a look at the defense.
Ronan Haynes will be anchoring the defensive line along with senior Colton Dial, defensive ends, Chase Lloyd-Hammer and Michael Sims at the linebacker spots, senior Oscar Benjumi, and welcome back to Jaden Christofferson, missed the last 3 games. Also in the linebacker spots, senior Spencer Rickle and Darius Carlson. In the DBs will be Dalton Thomas, Ian Haugen, and Jax Tucker, and senior Jacobs Life doing the kicking tonight.
The coaches for the Panthers are, of course, the head coach Scott Devereaux. The assistants are Dave Jacqueline, Brandon Harley, Kevin Skolinski, Andy Heaney, Danny Gold, David Garza, Tony Sandoval, John Sermon, Don Whipple, Kevin Sellers, and Cooper Helm.
Got them all. This is the deal, the bridge of sportsmanship. And as we listen to Coach Devereaux, remember, any of you big 1912 Olympic fans of Jim Thorpe in the wing T offense will have a kind of a little field day today, as we're going to see a little bit of a non-throwing offense by the Wildcats. It'll be all
the
run.
Wing T.
It is.
Interesting. I'm sure it's a read option, something of that ilk. When you think?
We will find out after the kickoff.
So to kick off for the Panthers, it'll be Jacobs Life. And back deep is Devin Schneider and Cameron Scaramencino. Here's the kick. It's a high, short one. It's going to come down at the 20. Picked up there. Returned just to the 20. The Panther defense will wrap him up from there.
Can you say nada? 0 on the return. Riley Kuntz, big tackle.
So let's have a look at this Eastmont offense to start things out. They're going to start out at their own, what does that look like, about the 21?
20 and a half.
So Eastmont first and 10 at their own 21. The quarterback is Kalen Massey. Massey under center. Will hand off right side. Now back to Massey. Here's the throw downfield. Got a man open out there, and it's caught.
Wow.
Big deal. What a catch.
3 handoffs in the backfield before the quarterback hits the receiver. Jax Tucker does make the tackle. Big game.
Ethan Simpson on the reception into Panther territory to 49. What a big play to start things off.
Quarterback handoff to a running back, handed off to the wide receiver, handed back to the quarterback. Not pitches, handoffs, mind you. And then a 30-yard pass over the middle.
And so now they'll come out of formation with a single setback and a slot back and 2 running backs behind the quarterback, Massey. And a handoff to one of the running backs. We've got Cameron Scarmasino and Manny Lopez, your 2 running backs. Short gain on the play.
That play had me fooled. I was following the
Between work, school, and everything else, there's not a lot of time left for banking. We get it. Rest assured, North Cascades Bank is always close by and convenient. Check balances, do transfers, send money to people, even deposit checks. Stop by one of our 9 branches to learn more. Member FDIC.
And the handoff right side, and some running room. He's in the clear, 30, 25, and pushed out of bounds somewhere around the 20.
Just along the innocent little starting play along the right side.
And that's Cameron Scaramazzino on the carry. And boy, did he find some running room off that right side, Mark.
Jutted through the front line. I thought it was going to be an innocent little 3-yard gain. And boom, 4 steps later, deep in the second.
28-yard gain down to the Wenatchee 20. First down and 10 Wildcats. Under center again, the handoff, left side, hole up the middle.
That was
on the carry, Manny Lopez.
Absolute fool. That's the only way you can put it. There's 3 different running backs to hand off to, and the Panthers chased the wrong one. Left a wide open hole, tackled by the linebacker.
7-yard gain on the play. Second down and 3 now from the Wenatchee 13. Wildcats threatening here on their opening possession. And Massey, left side handoff. Scaramazzino.
That just more of a straightforward run along the left side, and boom, Panthers there to shut that down. Jax Tucker comes up from
very close to the first down, and they're going to mark him short. No, gain of 6 on the play, down to the 7. First and goal, Wildcats.
I think we'll see some of that mixed handoff from the wing T again.
So the big pass play sets up this Eastmont Wildcat drive on their opening possession. Hand up to no. The Massey takes it off the right side, and he's into the end zone. It's touchdown, Eastmont.
Yet again, it's that wing option play. Panthers chased to the left. The ball went to the right.
What an opening drive by the Wildcats as they march 79 yards for the score.
And there's no doubt about it, folks, the players are not getting beat and pushed. They're getting tricked.
And obviously the big pass play set it up, but they had some nice running plays to get down into the end zone.
Extra point.
The extra point's up and good. So we're just underway here in the Apple Bowl, but already the Eastmont Wildcats have struck. It's 7-0 Wildcats. We'll be right back after this.
Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today.
It's Wenatchee Panther football here on Coho 101. Ian Dunn along with Mark Miller as the Eastmont Wildcats now set to kick off. Kalen Massey, the quarterback, is the kicker.
Can you do that?
And back deep, we've got Thomas and Stegman.
Stegman, big game last week.
So the Wildcats strike first. They lead at 7-0 now to kick off. And it's a high, short kick. He'll be taken at about the 20 by Bishop. Bishop loses the handle, then kind of falls forward for 7 or so. That last drive by Eastmont, 6 plays, 79 yards. Of course, the big 30-some yard pass play set it up.
Another 28-yard run. And this is the same Panther defense that, for the most part, shut down the high-octane Moses Lake offense last week. They're going to have to do some adjustments on finding the ball carrier.
Let's see what the Panther offense can do. They'll start out in shotgun, 3 receivers set. The tight end Kuntz will set up onto the right side. 2 runners in the backfield along with the quarterback, Austin Blakeney. And the handoff to Alvarez following his blockers. Right up the middle, he's going to be close to a first down. And, boy, that's a guy we've missed seeing these past couple weeks, hasn't it?
Welcome home, Edwin Alvarado. Pounds for a first down in his first carry.
So Alvarado is not listed as one of the starters, but comes out and runs for 11 yards on first down.
He was hurt in the Post-Falls game, if you remember, late in the game. So
still a 3 receivers set. Bishop and Alvarado in the backfield. And Blakeney in shotgun. First down and 10 from the 40. And the handoff up the middle again to Alvarado, and another big gain for Edwin.
It's a water bug on a lazy hauler with a fishing pole. How do you describe that running style? It just scats and is almost untouchable, straight up the middle for 8 yards.
He's not going to break a lot of tackles, but you got to get your hands on him first.
You got it. It's playing tag in a phone booth.
Second down and 2, Wenatchee now from their own 48. Again, 3 receivers set. Single set back now with Blakeney in the backfield with a tight end. And a whistle before the snap as J.J. Jelsing was about to take the handoff. Timeout, Eastmont.
Curious timeout.
8:29 to go here in the first quarter. Wildcats lead at 7-0. You're listening to Panther football on Coho 101. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
For all the latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Coming up, 3 receivers set. Jelsing is your single setback. Stegman comes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Handoff to Jelsing. JJ stumbles forward for maybe a yard.
Looked like one of the Eastmont plays where Blakeney had 2 options of where to hand the ball. Goes to Jesslyn just off the left side. Nothing there.
The guy we haven't seen just yet, Nathan Blauman, listed as the starter, but we haven't seen him out there yet.
And he's been 15 to 18 carries the last 2 weeks.
Third down and 1 coming up for Wenatchee from their own 49. 3 receivers set, 2 to the right side. Kuntz on the right as well. And the handoff right side, and it'll be first down. I believe that's Jelsing on the carry. No,
there's Blauman.
There's Blauman on the carry, so first down. Into Wildcat territory at the 48. And these rivalry games are always a lot of fun. Of course, these boys know each other, I'm sure, quite well.
All the way from YMCA basketball. Do they ever?
First down and 10, Wenatchee from the Eastmont 48. Blakeney initially lined up as a receiver, now resets back at quarterback in the shotgun. Takes a step drop, throws right side, and it's caught. Stegman on the reception for a short gain.
Blakeney's first attempt goes for a completion, albeit a short one.
2-yard gain to the 46. It'll be second down and 8. Eastmont, pretty impressive on their opening drive. Wenatchee trying to match here. Second down and 8. 3 receivers set. 2 in the backfield. And the handoff to Blauman, straight up the middle, had a good push by his offensive line. He'll be close to the first down.
Still a good push by his offensive line. Kyle Byers getting his man back. And Kyle Byers up against Braden Johnson. Braden runs about 290. That's a good battle going on.
3rd down and 1 coming up. Again for the Panthers. Here on their opening drive, they started out at the 29. It's been all run, 1 pass, and so far that O-line looking pretty good. Blakeney calling out the signals. Here's the handoff off the left side. Oh, he's tripped up. Is Blauman in the backfield. There'll be a loss on the play.
It was 3rd and less than 1 and going to move backwards a tad. 4th down, what do you think?
They mark it back at the 41. I say they go for it.
Ian Dunn says to go for it. I'm with you.
In these rivalry games, sometimes you got to pull out the stops a little bit. All right, Panthers now 4th and 2 from the Eastmont 41. 2 in the backfield along with Blakeney. Will they throw it? No, it's an option. Now he'll throw it to Kuntz off the right side. Kuntz.
That's Bishop.
No, that's Bishop.
There he goes.
Big gain down to the 17-yard line.
Chris Bishop's biggest reception of the year. What a perfect time for it. Fake the run.
What a play call by the Panthers.
The Wildcats bid on it. Bishop just flared out from his tight end spot, took the pass 5 yards deep, and added 20 to it.
So now the Panthers in the red zone at the 17. This is where they've struggled, kind of like the Seahawks. 3 receivers set, 2 in the backfield. Here's Blauman, the handoff right up the middle. And Nate, the gain on 1st down is just a couple.
Where Alvarado waterbugs around, Blauman just lowers the shoulder and goes.
Blakeney's been coming over to the sideline to get the signal. 2nd down and 8 coming up. 4 receivers set with 3 on the right side. Now Stegman and Kuntz will reset to the left side. That's the wide side of the field. Look for a pass here. Blitz. Quick pass off the left side to Stegman. And he's wrapped up in the backfield. Loss on the play.
As the Panthers or the Wildcats were blitzing, Stegman just flared out and directly lateral move. Took the pass from Blakeney, but nothing there.
Back to the original line of scrimmage. Now they're looking at a 3rd down and 10 from the 17. And again, Blakeney going over the sideline to get the call.
Long 3rd down.
3 receivers set. No, 4 receivers set. Obviously, the Panthers going to be forced to throw here. Moving to his right is Blakeney. Now to his left.
He's got room.
He's got running room. To the 10, to the 5, and would be run out of bounds there.
And a flag.
And a flag on the play.
Blakeney meant to pass. Protection broke down, although Nate Blauman picked up a blitzing Wildcat, and Blakeney ducked under the rush and found 13 yards on the left side.
And what's the call by the refs? Maybe a late hit?
Because Austin's out of bounds a little bit of white.
Would be half the distance from there.
No, against the Panthers. Personal
foul on Wenatchee. Wow.
So this is huge here. If this is after the play, the 1st down will still stick.
Right. The gain was to the 5. And if it is indeed a personal foul, that'd be a 15-yarder. So they'd move the ball back to the 20. It'd be 1st and goal from the 20.
It's going to be a 3rd down. So the penalty was called during the play. A huge Eastmont break there, folks.
Yeah, so 3rd down and 10 again. Wow. That's a huge penalty.
Negates the 1st down and the big run by Austin.
So now 3rd down and 10 once again for Wenatchee. After the personal foul penalty, after Blakeney appeared to run for the 1st down. And they're going to march it back 5 yards.
Yeah, they only
now
marked
it's at the 20.
They did. I was looking at. They only marked off 10 yards, and that's a hold, and personal fouls 15. So here comes the rest of it.
So now it's third down, about 13. 4 receivers set. Trips to the right. Now Blakeney's got some work to do. Throws left side. He's got a man out there.
Plus a push.
And no flag.
Yeah,
now there's a flag on the play as the ball was intended for Kuntz in the corner of the end zone, and he had a couple defenders on him, and it looked like there was a lot of contact, but the flag was late.
And Blakeney has a strong arm. We've seen that bullet, and that was one that kind of flailed. So the ball just hung up there for a while. So we actually had a couple Panthers and a couple Wildcats covered under in the end zone for the ball, and then just a blatant push. So looks like we may get close to our first down after all.
I like the throw. He put some air on it and gave his guy a chance.
Pass interference, Eastmont.
But they're not giving him a first down. Now it's third down at the 10. What? So third down, about 4 at the 10. Blakeney calling out the signals. He'll hand it off right.
Nope.
No, he'll keep it off to the left. Now he'll throw it. Man out there. It's intercepted.
Blakeney in the end zone looking for his receiver, and it was tried to throw it high over the Eastmont defender to Riley Kuntz and couldn't quite get it high enough. Nice drive. Is going to end up in 0 points.
And it appeared on the play that Blakeney could have ran as well for the first down.
Looks like he could. It was single coverage in the end zone. Tried to give
second guessing. What's that worth, right?
So turnover for the Panthers. And a nice drive yet again. Let's say it, Ian. This team has been marching in the field and just having a rough time.
The penalties are just killer.
Making the light bulbs flick on and off on the board.
3:42 to go here in the first half. Wildcats lead 7-0 now with the ball. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Handoff right side. Panther defense is there. They'll wrap him up.
Nice play. Michael Sims on the tackle. And we talked about the changes have got to be made.
Scaramucino on the carry.
The Panthers have got to be able to pick out the ball carrier because you got 3 to choose from. Great job there.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10, Eastmont. They surprised Wenatchee in their first possession with a long throw downfield.
And that is a rarity. The Panthers the Wildcats will run it 90% of the time.
They split a man wide to the right. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff to the Scaramucino once again. And, oh, my goodness, he got a first down. No, that's the handoff to Devin Schneider. He has a first down, but a flag on the play.
Carlson makes the tackle in the secondary.
Another penalty on Wenatchee. So the gain is to the 30.
The last 4 plays, there's been 3 penalties.
All on Wenatchee.
Waiting for the call.
This is a 15-yarder. All the way to the 45.
A blow to the head. Whew,
so penalties have loomed pretty large here for the Panthers here in this first quarter. 1st down and 10, Eastmont now from their 45. Massey under center. Handoff right side. That's Lopez. He'll bounce off the tackle. Still on his speed into Panther territory to the 47.
Boy, a beautiful run. It was kind of a rugby scrum for 5 yards and then bounces off. Nearly broke it. Dalton Thomas able to wrap around the thighs.
Well, we told you that they're the 2nd-rated offense in the Big 9. By far the top rushing team.
And I thought the way we held Moses Lake in check, the Panthers will be able to do the same to the Cats.
2nd down and in just a few inches, it looks like. Reverse handoff, Scaramucino off the right side. He'll have the first down.
But one of the times where the Panthers did control the line of scrimmage and allowed the linebackers to come out and make the tackle. Benjumi gets that one.
Eastmont, first down and 10, minute 55 to go here in the first quarter. They lead at 7-0. Ian Dunn along with Mark Miller with you here at the Apple Bowl.
Nice night for football, isn't it?
Crisp, clear night. So now Wildcats 1st and 10. This running offense has been giving the Panthers some problems. Handoff right side. No, up the middle. They fooled me again. It's up the middle to Lopez.
Completely fooled me also, but thank goodness didn't fool Jade Christofferson. But that's this wing T. Yet again, you've got 3 people to hand the ball off, and they're crisscrossing. It's kind of like hidden ball trick in Little League Baseball.
Still a 6-yard gain. Well, got to give the Wildcats credit for maybe using the personnel they have, and maybe this was something they were best suited to run.
It is. It's almost where the linemen and linebackers have to pick, preordained who they're going to try and tackle.
And the handoff right side, Scaramucino. Panthers wrap him up, but he's close to the first down. He'll be just short.
Nice ankle tackle. That's Michael Sims sneaking in there.
To the 36. He'll be about a yard short of the first down. 3rd down and 1 coming up. Now about 30-some seconds to go before halftime. Looks like Eastmont will get one more play in. Massey looking to the sidelines for the play. The junior quarterback for these Wildcats. 3rd down and 1 coming up from the Panther 36. And Massey will throw off to his left. Now he'll tuck it and run. Now he'll throw. Lopez out there, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 20, but a flag on the play.
Massey took off to run, and as the cornerback came up, almost did a jump pass, stop and go, and threw the ball complete.
Well, flags have certainly factored in heavily here in this first quarter. Just 6.5 to go.
This will be a hold against Eastmont.
So Eastmont, who's had been marching down the field, hit with their first penalty. And all the way back to the 46.
Wipes out the first down and makes for a 3rd and
12. So 3rd and 12 coming up here for Eastmont. I would bet if they're just on the Wenatchee side of the field, they will go for it, wouldn't you think? The way they've been moving the ball.
I tell you what, there's nothing else to play for except a W today.
See if they get half this. So now big 3rd down for Wenatchee as the clock winds out on the first quarter. You're listening to Panther football here on Coho 101. It's after 1 quarter, Eastmont 7, the Panthers nothing. We'll be back after this timeout.
Please join us weekly for the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Check your channel guide for times or go to ncwlife.com for details.
Wenatchee and Eastmont. Ian Dunn along with Mark Miller, and
it's living up to expectations.
Panther defense trying to hold back these Wildcats. Looking at a 3rd down and 12.
It's been an offensive show both ways.
From the Panther 46, now a 2-receiver set for Eastmont. Massey in shotgun. And the handoff right side to Lopez. He's wrapped up in the backfield. Loss on the play.
I talked about these Panthers having to almost pick a running back or who you're going after. Colton Dial picked number 11 and made the tackle. Big loss.
4-yard loss on the play. Back to the Panther 49.
Colton Dial gets a star for that one.
And once again, the penalty mark factored pretty significantly in ending their drive.
It did so far. 2 penalties for Eastmont. Both of those have been crucial. 2 penalties for the Panthers for 30 yards, and that helped on the touchdown part.
Manny Lopez is your punter. Dalton Thomas back deep at the 15. Here's the punt. Off to the right. Thomas is going to let it go. It's going to take a Eastmont bounce down to about the 15. So Panthers will take over from there.
Boy, Jax Tucker nearly blocked that punt.
The Panthers drove all the way down what it appeared to the 5-yard line, but penalties kept pushing them back. Even a pass interference penalty in the end zone. Isn't a pass interference an automatic first down?
The rule book,
I don't get it.
Sort of states it's either the spot foul or the 15-yard foul, but either way, I thought it should be the first down.
It wasn't a first down.
Gave him 10 yards. It was 3rd and 15. Got 10 yards.
Wenatchee first down and 10 from their own 15. Blakeney will hand it off right side. That's Jelsing Blauman. Good gain off that left side.
What a beautiful run by Nate Blauman. Waited for Riley Kuntz to make the block and open up the hole for him.
To the 24, so it'll be 2nd down and 1.
Boy, that was pretty teamwork right there.
Panthers moved the ball well on their first possession, but once they got in the red zone, just were kind of snake bit by the penalties. 2nd down and 1 coming up. 4 receivers set. Trips to the right. And Blakeney in shotgun along with Blauman.
Here they come, blitz.
And handoff to Blauman right side. And Nate, I think, got just enough for the first down as the Eastmont defense was right there.
He needed 35 inches and got 36 inches.
So 1st down and 10 Panthers from their own 25 now.
So Alvarado played the first set of downs. Haven't seen him since.
Another 4 receivers set. Trips to the right. Trying to spread out this Wildcat defense. No tight end. At least these might be split out. Quick throw off to the right. It's incomplete.
Tried to get it to Jelsing, who's just like one of those wide receiver screens, but without any help in a blocker. And Jelsing could hear footsteps, no doubt.
And that's a dangerous pass because if you throw it behind, then it's a fumble if he doesn't catch it.
Well, I mean, if Jelsing would have caught it, it would have been boom, boom.
So now 2nd down and 10 coming up for Wenatchee. Now they're going to play the tight end on the line with a 3 receivers set. A lot of times they do run out of this formation. And Blakeney will take it himself. And the Eastmont defense is not fooled. No gain on the play.
Austin coming off that big 13-yard run when we thought he had the first down. And they bottled up on that one.
Loss of a yard on the play. Back to the 24. It'll be 3rd down 11 coming up.
Yet again, Chris Bishop from his tight end spot had the big 22-yard play to set up the first drive.
4 receivers set. What can Austin Blakeney do here? 3rd down 11. Straight drop. Blitz off the right side. Pass complete inside to Stegman. And Stegman has the first down.
He's going to go.
Sideline. He's in the clear. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Wenatchee. What a play call and what a run by Trey Stegman.
75 yards. Woo! Wow. Blakeney to Stegman. And the blitz is a great thing when it works, but there was no one in the middle. Went from Wildcats blitz. Stegman took it over. 2-yard little gain. No problem.
It was the perfect play call for the blitz, was it not? The inside screen.
Wide open for that. Without the blitz, it would have been nothing.
Now Jacob Slife to attempt the extra point. Try to tie this game up. And it's up and good. So 9:37 to go here in the second quarter. It's now Eastmont 7, Wenatchee 7. It's Panther football and Coho 101. We'll be right back.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to LocalTel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.
It's Wenatchee Panther football here on Coho 101. Ian Dunlong with Mark Miller as the Panthers capitalize on a 76-yard pass play from Blakeney to Stegman. That's probably one of their biggest pass plays of the year, wouldn't you say?
One of the most exciting plays other than the Rickle or there have been Jimmy interceptions. Wow, Stegman and he won the foot race from everybody. He crisscrossed the field. Woo!
So now Slife to kick off, and it's another short one.
By design.
Down about the 20, mishandled. Ceramiso picks it up, now reverses field off to the right, breaks a tackle. He'll be taken down at about the 24-yard line or so.
By Riley Kuntz makes the tackle. By the way, on that Stegman run, Kuntz had a chance to make a block for Stegman, but he could see it was going to be a clip, and he pulled up. And so it was up to Trey to win the run around the corner, and he did win the battle, but really heads-up play by Riley Kuntz to pull up.
6 plays, 75 yards.
Wow. Panthers strike.
Blakeney to Stegman from 76.
Blakeney has 98 yards, on most of it on 2 pass plays.
First down to 10, Eastmont from their own 24. Handoff right side, Scaramucino finds some running room out there, cuts it back up the middle, still on his feet at the 50.
No, missed tackle.
He's got one man to beat, cuts inside, and he'll be tripped up. The run, it's Devin Schneider on the carry. A huge play for Eastmont.
3 missed tackles there as Schneider kept, like I said, let everyone have a shot. Nearly broke it. Dalton Thomas had him by a shoestring.
46 yards.
It's been a game of big plays.
Timeout Wenatchee. 9:17 to go here in the first half. It's tied at 7. Wenatchee and Eastmont, the bridge of sportsmanship. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Is your vehicle in need of a quick oil change or tune-up before hitting the road this summer? Stop by Quick Lube and Tune, the home of the good guys at 610 South Wenatchee Avenue.
It's Wenatchee Panther football here on Coho 101 as the Wildcats, after the 46-yard run, down to the Wenatchee 30, 1st and 10 as the Panthers jump off sides.
I tell you, Mr. Ian Dunn, all I hope for this football game is we had the ball last.
Yeah.
It has been score.
So the 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 5 for Eastmont from the Wenatchee 25 now, as they have been hacking them with that running game tonight. And the handoff right side, that's, I think, Lopez again.
Yet again, the Panthers control the defensive line on that play, but I didn't see the ball. I missed the handoff. Thank goodness Ronan Haynes did not. He picked the correct one.
2-yard gain. Make it 2nd down and 3 from the Wenatchee 23. Massey, he has the play signaled in from the sideline. Under center once again. And handoff right side, that's Schneider. And Schneider looks like he'll have a 1st down. Yeah, there's a little bit of extracurricular over there on that left side between a couple of Eastmont player and a Wenatchee player, and there's a flag comes out.
So after the play.
Yeah, it was interesting. The referee that was closest to it, not the one that called the flag, not the one that called the penalty. The gain is down to the 20. Well, they're leaving the ball spotted at the 22.
A little extracurricular with Ronan.
But interestingly enough, it was not the referee closest that called the penalty. I know there was a little bit of after the whistle playing.
It's going to go.
And they call the penalty. Looks on both teams, so offsetting. So they'll replay the down. Neither fan side likes that call.
You know, again, it's always the second one that gets pushed and called, but it wasn't too brutal. Play on.
So 2nd down and 3 coming up again. As they are talking it over with the Eastmont quarterback, explaining. It looks like they will give them the game, Mark. So it's going to be after the play. So 1st down and 10 now from the 17 for Eastmont. Handoff right side. Scaramucino breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Down to the 12. He's a quick one.
He is. Nolan Such came back to make that tackle. Follow the play.
They spotted at the 13, so 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
You just can't key on one ball carrier.
Now they'll split two receivers out to the left.
Shotgun.
And Massey in shotgun for 2nd down and 6.
Blitz.
And throw off to the left side, and Scaramucino catches it, but he put a knee down. It's going to be a loss on the play.
Couldn't tell if he half slipped or was just going down to get a better angle on the catch. Regardless, high school ball, knees down, play over.
It's the same in college, of course. And the loss so 5-yard loss. And it's going to make it 3rd down and 3rd down and 10 coming up. Handoff, no, sweep to the right side. Massey keep the 10. And the touchdown Eastmont.
Wow, I'm telling you, I thought the ball was going straight up the middle. So did 3 of the Panther linemen and linebackers. And, Massey pitches it out to Schneider on the left side, and there's just nobody there. It's deception, but it's been effective here for 2 touchdowns for Eastmont.
Well, and to their credit, Massey hasn't kept it that many times, so they weren't necessarily in.
I mean, it is
just a good play call.
You got to pick a guy. It's
right there, right? He has the option of pulling it out.
Bad snap.
And the kick is up and good for the extra point. So 6:53 to go here in the first half. It's now Eastmont 14, Wenatchee 7. And we'll be back with more game action after this on Coho.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's Wenatchee Panther football here on Coho 101. Ian Dunn along with Mark Miller. As the Wildcats once again march it down the field for the touchdown. They now lead at 14-7.
Strong running game.
And on the quarterback keeper, that last drive, 6 plays, 76 yards. And it's the quarterback Massey, the 18-yard run for touchdown.
It was a steady drive, like rain in Seattle. Just relentless, never let up.
Massey now to kick off. And the kick is a short one. Panthers take it, and the return is up across the 30.
So, if it's a tennis match, it's serve Panthers. Let's see if we can keep those yards a churning. Austin Blakeney has 4 receptions for 98 yards.
So Wenatchee will start out from their own 33.
Trey Stegman, last series, went 75 yards for a dinger.
So first down and 10, Wenatchee from their own 33. They now trail 14-7. They did put together a touchdown on their last drive on the big play.
4 guys shifting at one time. Is that legal?
So 4 receivers in the pattern with a single setback. Blakeney in shotgun. And the shovel pass to Kuntz. And not much doing there for Riley as the Eastmont defenders were there.
Nice, safe little.
No gain on the play.
Forward shovel pass. Don't see that a whole lot anymore, but that middle was open for the last one, so why not?
Interesting, it was a shovel pass to the tight end. Usually it's to a running back. Second down and 10 coming up for Wenatchee. The quick snap, and Blauman off the right side.
Oh, big hit.
A big hit as he crosses over the 35-yard line to the 37.
When Blauman runs, no one gets cheated. Blauman hits people, they hit him. The offensive line are hitting people. It's just pinball every time he touches the ball.
So 5 yards on the run is going to bring up third down and 5.
And again, Alvarado has started out this game with 18 yards and 2 carries. Haven't seen him since.
4 receivers set, trips to the right. Blakeney drops, throws the inside screen to Stegman, and the Wildcats are all over at that time.
Okay, go ahead and say it. Why not? It was the exact same play on the touchdown, except on the other side of the field.
No gain on the play.
But you know what? I don't blame him. Make him beat it.
And so now back to punt. Who is our punter? Is it Carstetter?
Yep.
And kicks it up off to the left. Bounces, take an Eastmont bounce at about the 30 to the 31 or so.
All right, defense. Got to get this. They got to figure this out. Again, it's not a matter of getting pushed around. There were some missed tackles on that last series, which is never fun. But it's just a matter of picking out the correct carrier. Nolan Such, by the way, didn't start the game. He's been starting most of the year. We missed him the last game. Nice to see him back in.
This Eastmont offense has given Wenatchee a load of trouble here in the first half. Now with another possession, leading by a touchdown. And Scaramiso off the left side reverses field, still on his feet to the 40. Close to a first down. Boy, he's a nifty runner in there.
Chase Lloydhammer on the tackle. It was a fake end-around option, which I thought that's where the ball was going. Turned out to just be a straight sweep. And yet again, another missed tackle. Turned to maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain into a 9-yard gain.
Second down and 1 coming up from the Eastmont 40. A lot of options for the Wildcats here. And the handoff right side to Lopez. He'll be wrapped up after a very short gain.
Tackled by Lloydhammer, but boy, the play was made by Chris Bishop. He attacked his inside linebacker spot and closed off the lane the running back wanted.
But it was enough for the first down, so a yard gained, and that's all they needed. Good first down and 10 Eastmont, 3:56 to go here in the first half. As they've been pretty successful just running their offense here. First down and 10. And left side handoff, Schneider behind his blockers, breaking tackles. And he's close to another first down.
Boy, I tell you, that's Hogman came up to make that tackle from his corner spot. But you said it. It's
Just too many missed tackles.
Yeah, you've got to wrap up and put your hat on somebody. And just arm tackles. These are big boys. Devin Schneider's a senior. You gotta put a pad to a pad on him.
2nd down and 2 coming up. From the Eastmont 49. And Massey back to pass, looking deep. Now under pressure. Now he's going to run it off to the right side, and he'll run it out of bounds at about the 45 of Wenatchee.
Running Haynes put the pressure on in the backfield and made Massey skitter out. Rooker runs him out of bounds, but the chains will be a-traveling.
So 1st down Eastmont now at the Wenatchee 45. They lead at 14-7 here in the Apple Bowl.
It's imperative the Panthers bow up here.
1st down and 10 Wildcats from the Wenatchee 45. Schneider off the right side behind his blockers, and the Panther defense able to limit the game this time.
Ronan Haynes fought off his block from the big center to make that tackle. Nice play, Ronan. His 3rd tackle of the day.
They'll mark it at the 43, so just a 2-yard gain. It'll make it 2nd down and 8. They've been gashing them on 1st down and making it tough.
I was going to say, it's the first time in this series it's not 2nd and 2.
2nd down and 8 coming up. Massey under center. Going to hand off to Scaramiso off the right side, and they wrap him up after a short gain.
That one was, yet again, an end around, and Spencer Rickles sniffed it out, held his spot, makes his tackle to force a 3rd in a while.
So 3rd down and 5 yards to go from the 40. Now 2:06 to go here in the 1st half as the clock continues to wind with this Eastmont running game. Now they'll split 2 off to the left. Massey in shotgun on 3rd and 5. Fakes the handoff. Now under pressure. On his feet. Now he'll be taken down for the loss.
Slammed to the turf. Ronan Haynes makes a tackle for a loss.
So now the Eastmont punt team will come out. Lopez is your punter, so the Wenatchee defense rises up and stops the Wildcats.
Always pressuring the quarterback. Kind of makes the whole world look different when you got a big purple paw in your face, doesn't it?
Boy, did they need it, too. As the clock continues to wind down, looks like they're going to use as much clock as possible here. Clock winding down toward a minute. And flag on the play, and they probably don't mind the delay of game.
No, play clock still has 3 seconds left.
So not sure why they whistled it there. Flag was called. Maybe somebody jumped or something.
5 yards back on Eastmont, 3 penalties, 25 yards.
Well, so now the clock will stop after the penalty. Lopez standing on about his own 38. And Thomas standing at his own 15. Can Dillon dial up a big return here? That sure would be helpful.
Minute left. Again, we went 75 yards in 8 seconds.
Wenatchee fans getting noisy. Like to see a punt block, and no, it's a low-line driver, and it will take a bounce and stop at about the 16. So the Panther defense does their job. They hold the Wildcats.
Still trail, 14-7 the Panthers do?
Only 55 seconds remaining as the Panthers take over at their own 17. Well, we knew this Eastmont rushing game was good, and we've seen a lot of it here in the first half. Panthers, 4 receivers set, as they're not going to lay down here. They're going to try to move down the field. Blakeney in shotgun. And straight drop. Throws off to the left side, complete. I think Rickle, as he goes out of bounds after a short game.
Safe pass to the left side.
So second down coming up. 50 seconds remaining now as we haven't seen much of Darius Carlson tonight.
No reception so far.
Blakeney sprints off to his right. Chase. Now he'll throw to Kuntz, and Kuntz goes out of bounds at about the 22.
Maybe Blakeney's best play of the year. What do you think? Rolling to his opposite side, but got his feet straight and waited for Kuntz to break open. Just a nice, solid play.
It's only a 3-yard gain.
Blakeney 8 of 10.
So third down coming up here. 43 seconds remaining here in the half with the Wildcats on top 14-7. Panthers looking at a third down and about 6. Well, maybe about 5 or so. Blakeney, straight run up the middle, moving to his right, and he's got the first down as he gains about 10 yards on the run.
Takes a little pop there at the end, but it's going to be first down Panthers.
Now they're going to get set to snap it real quick. Of course, the clock stops as they move the chains. Now it winds, and Blakeney back to pass, throws left side to Kuntz, too tall for him.
Tough to get too tall on Riley, but that one did. Riley, a little kind of button hook toward his own sideline. 32 seconds, so really going to the air is your only option. There are 2 timeouts by the Panthers.
Second down and 10 now as the Panthers, a 3-receiver set with Kuntz, the tight end, probably going out as well. And Blakeney now moving to his right. Spins back to the other side. And
he dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. And Eastmont has it.
Blakeney was getting to his left and to his right.
I think Austin's trying to argue that he was down. Nope, they're going to say it was a fumble. As Austin had a similar play last week.
Now it's going to give
Moses Lake. No, they're going to.
The outside officials making the clock run. Blakeney's knee was on the ground. So it's going to be a loss.
Third down and a mile.
Loss of, oh my gosh.
And I think they're just going to let the clock wind out here. So, a very disappointing end of the half for Wenatchee as Blakeney ends up taking the sack. So we're now at the half. It's Wenatchee Panther football here on Coho 101. Ian Dunn along with Mark Miller is our score at the break. Eastmont 14, Wenatchee 7. We'll be back with our halftime show after this.
They'll make you bite. You have to play your lane.
Run campaign. A competitive foot race derby which combines 2 first responders from local agencies teaming up in 1 horse costume. Now hopefully you've had a chance to purchase your raffle tickets. And we will introduce the horses in just a moment. They will line up here at the goal line and they will race the entire length of Leaf-Off-Doe Field here at the Apple Bowl, and then they'll come all the way back. The Law Enforcement Torch Relay Special Olympics chapters help raise thousands of dollars for local athletes through charity events. Money raised stays right here in the Wenatchee Valley and is only utilized by our local athletes. Hopefully you got a chance to purchase your 50-50 raffle tickets to quote-unquote wager on our horse race here tonight. We're helping to fundraise for the local Special Olympics athletes who have been so successful. We also appreciate our businesses for their sponsorship to put up $250 each to sponsor a horse here tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the horses. Number 1, Douglas County Fire, and their horse, Hercules, sponsored by Walmart. Horse number 2, the Wenatchee Police Department, and Silver Bullet, sponsored by the Wenatchee Police Department. Horse number 3, the East Wenatchee Police Department, and Bookham Dano, sponsored by the East Wenatchee Police Department. Horse number 4, the Chelan County Sheriff's Just the Facts, sponsored by the Chelan County Sheriff's Department. Horse number 5, Chelan County Fire District 1, the horse Sir Spinalot, sponsored by Ovidel Chiropractic. Horse number 6, Ballard Ambulance, and Home Stretch, sponsored by Candy Wilson of Laura Mountain Realtors. Horse number 7, Rivercom and Radio, sponsored by Rivercom Dispatch. Horse number 8, the Douglas County Sheriff's McNay, sponsored by McDonald's. Horse number 9, Lifeline Ambulance and Chicken Little, brought to you by Tony's Market. Horse number 10, the Department of Corrections and Flu Shot, sponsored by Confluence Health. Horse number 11, Chelan County Fire District 2, Passing Wind, sponsored by Coca-Cola. And horse number 12, the Chelan County Regional Jail and Les Schwab Tires Toy Drive, sponsored by Les Schwab. Down all the way and back. On your marks. Get set. Go! Jumping out to the early lead, it's the Department of Corrections and Flu Shot. Also out, it's the East Wenatchee Police Department and Bookham Dano. Who's going to win it? Root for your favorite horse. Bringing up the rear, it's McNay, sponsored by McDonald's. They've come down to the backstretch, and down the home stretch they come. Getting a big lead, it's the East Wenatchee Police Department and Bookham Dano. Bookham Dano in the lead. He's at the 45, the 30, the 20, and gonna win it. The East Wenatchee Police Department and Bookham Dano. Second place went to Ballard Ambulance in the home stretch. Third place to the Douglas County Fire and Hercules, sponsored by Walmart. And let's draw our winner of the 50-50 raffle. Carol Andre with Special Olympics Washington right here. Hi, Carol.
Hello.
So we've got $343.50 for our winner. So get your raffle tickets out. Let's draw one out. Who do we have helping us, Carol? Jake Baird is going to reach in. Jake, reach in there and grab just one ticket. All right. It is a pink ticket. The last three numbers, 466. 466. Who's got the winning ticket? Pink ticket, 466, right there. Come on down, $343.50 yours. Thanks for supporting Special Olympics right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Again, Special Olympics Winter Games coming March 2nd through the 4th. Everybody support Special Olympics Washington. Thank you.
Please join us weekly for the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Check your channel guide for times or go to ncwlife.com for details.
And welcome back, everyone. It's Ian Dunn along with Mark Miller here at the Apple Bowl, the annual Bridge of Sportsmanship game. Between Wenatchee and Eastmont. It's just a touchdown lead for Eastmont here at the break, 14-7. And Mark and I were wondering about Mr. Alvarado, whether or not we'd see him again. He came out on the field, so hopefully we see him in the game a little more.
Was a nice little gait to his trot. And again, it's I think the speed never hurts. You can say it all you want. You can't coach legs. You have height, then you have speed. And Mr. Alvarado has it. As does Trey Stegman, as he proved on his 75-yard touchdown jump on the pass from Austin Blakeney.
And as we've noted, the Panthers will be receiving the second half kick. As they put extra time on the clock, Panthers were late coming out of the locker room. They were late last week, too.
I bet some defensive adjustments on try to how do you identify the ball carrier.
Well, it's probably a tough offense to replicate in practice, wouldn't you think?
I'd say very tough to replicate in practice. Very much. And it'll be at a key where it looks like it's going to be the same starters are going to be out there. Nice to see no injuries in the first half.
Let's take a look at what Eastmont has done this season. They lost to Kamiakin in their opener, 35-6. Beat Walla Walla, 34-0. Lost to Mount Spokane, 35-6. Lost to Moses Lake, 38-21. Lost to, West Valley, 34-30. Beat Point Idaho 41-6. They beat Eisenhower 21-7 and Davis 27-7.
West Valley's our opponent next week, and looks like it was neck and neck. So that should be a fun one. You can listen to us here on Coho next Friday night.
And another comparison, they lost 38-21 to Moses Lake. Moses Lake beat Wenatchee 21-0.
In a closer game than that. Yet again, where our defense controlled it, except for the big plays. Kind of same here. It's been, the big plays in that opening drive for Eastmont that enabled the Cats to score.
So Kalen Massey will kick off.
And quarterback. And cook the popcorn.
No, it looks like Lopez is going to kick off here.
Dalton Thomas, Trey Stedman back for the Panthers. Yet again, that purple jersey, purple numbers. Gold lettering. It's going to be, like I said, I think each team's going to get 3 possessions. Let's see what happens.
All the kickoffs have been short.
By design, by the way, I think. Nope.
And this one's deep. Looks like it could go out of bounds. No, it goes into the end zone. So Panthers will have it first down and 10 at the 20.
Looks like J.J. Jessling coming out into the backfield along with Nate Blauman, 2 running backs.
Panthers will have a first down and 10, trailing 14-7 here in the game.
Again, Austin Blakeney, 8 of 12, 102 yards in the first half. One touchdown, 1 interception.
And so it'll be a 3-receiver set. Blauman, your single setback. Jelsing out in a... Now he'll come across the formation, and they'll hand off to Blauman up the middle, and just a short gain for Nate there.
Jessling, they fake the handoff to Jessling coming from his receiver slot. Kind of a little bit of shades of what Eastmont's doing to us. Short game.
A guy who's been absent tonight, the leading receiver on the season, Darius Carlson.
Has not been a factor so far.
Darius splits out to the left on this one, as Blauman has a couple of running backs in the backfield along with him on 2nd down and 8. Fakes the handoff. Goes over the middle. Wide open is Coots. Can he get to the end zone? 30, 20, 10, 5, and Panthers.
Incredible. The fake handoff. Boston Blakeney hits Riley Coots in stride in the middle of the field. And the foot race, folks, was a challenge.
And Riley had just enough wheels to get it to the house.
Wow, the Panthers have struck twice tonight on lightning long-distance throws. I mean, I don't know if a long bow with a bow and arrow can go that far.
78 yards from the 22. And Coots, wow, is he wide open.
Incredibly open.
Slide on to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it's good. Panthers tied up here in the Apple Bowl, just underway here in the second half. It's now tied at 14. We'll be back with more game action after these messages on Coho 101.
Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today.
Mark, the Panthers have relied on the big play tonight. That last one, 78 yards for the touchdown. Blakeney to Coots.
I feel like Dorothy from Oz. It is wind-blown tonight in TDs.
And another high snap come down at the 25 as the ball carrier, the returner, trying to line up blockers, cannot do it. As they'll wrap him up at about the 32.
You know, the vertical passing game, it's what's been missing for the Panthers the last 3 weeks. Getting and Blakeney not had a lot of time, and that's where you see how important the vertical game can be. The pass was, 15, 18 yards down right over the middle, and Austin plenty of time from Haynes and Black and Byers to give time.
Kuntz is wide open on the play.
Wow, I'm still quivering.
First down and 10, Eastmont now from their own 32. They hand off to Lopez up the middle, breaks tackles, and he'll be close to a first down.
That again was wrapped up for a 1 or 2 yard gain, but he just ran through the arm tackle. So Thomas gets a tackle. Christopherson should wrap him up.
Eastmont gashing Wenatchee on first down, Mark.
But again, it's
second down and 1.
But we're not getting pushed back, and we're holding our own on the line here. There's good hope.
Second down and 1 coming up for Eastmont from their own 41. Game tied at 14 as the handoff to Lopez on the misdirection, and he'll have a first down to 45.
Aaron Haynes on the tackle. You can tell where Coach Devereaux has made an adjustment. He was trying to do, he's almost got his defensive linemen submarining the offensive linemen to take them down so the linebackers have a free shot. And I think you can see where the ball carriers are going. Watch this. Every lineman is shooting out hard and low.
First down and 10, Eastmont from their own 45. And handoff right side to Scaramucino, and he'll be wrapped up for no flag on the play. In the backfield, that's usually a hold.
Christopherson there to make the stop, no gain. Penalty on the Panthers.
Wow.
Chop block behind, but below the waist, and that's what I was kind of talking about the last play. The Panthers are shooting out low, and defensive line. That's kind of one.
You see that flag in the backfield; it's almost always holding, and it's just inconceivable that it would be against the defense.
And it's a call that if the offensive lineman's engaged with someone else, you cannot hit him below the waist. And the Panthers are going in low, they're trying to. It's not a dirty play by any means. It's to block that lane, get that offensive lineman down, so linebackers can be there for the tackle.
Home fans don't like that call. That pushes the ball all the way to the Wenatchee 40.
50 yards in penalties on the Panthers.
First down and 10, Eastmont from there. And the handoff right side to Lopez. Panther defense trying to wrap him up as he's been very adept at breaking tackles. He is a pretty big load out there, Manny Lopez at 5'8", 200, the senior.
Colton Dial made the tackle. And boy, I'd say I love Devin Schneider, the running back, but he just took Chase Lordhammer and threw him to the ground, and that wasn't a hold call. But
So 2-yard gain on the play to the 38. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up for Eastmont as we're tied here in the Apple Bowl, 14-all. Massey under center. Hand left side to Schneider, bumps into a Panther, bounces off him, and then extends forward for the gain as he ran into the back of a Panther.
He did, ran the back of Colton Dial, and Colton couldn't make the play, but Chase Lordhammer did.
They'll mark it at the 34, 4-yard gain, bring up 3rd down and 4.
Colton got twisted around in his block, but actually again held his lane and made Schneider had to make a move to his right.
So what will Eastmont dial up here at 3rd down and 4? From the 34, they hand off right side to Lopez, and Lopez breaking tackles like he's done all night, has a 1st down.
Yeah, the hit that could not make the tackle. Ronan Haynes goes back to put him down.
8-yard gain on 3rd down. As broken tackles have been the story here in the game, there's no question.
6 tackles for Ronan Haynes tonight.
1st down and 10 Eastmont now from the Panther 26. Hand off right side to Scaramiso on his feet to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Eastmont.
Just bounced around nearly untouched from a playoff right tackle. Bounced to his right and bounced in, bounced to the corner, beat everybody there. It is Eastmont regains the lead.
Cameron Scaramacino. And he's got some good wheels, and he rumbles into the end zone for an Eastmont touchdown. 7:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, I thought it's just hit and miss with this offense. You can stop it once, but it just has a lot of weapons. As Eastmont, I can see why they're leading the Big 9 in rushing.
Certainly has given Wenatchee a ton of problems tonight. So both teams score on their first possession here in the 2nd half as Lopez on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. 7:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eastmont now leads 21-14 over the Wenatchee Panthers. We'll be back with more game action after this timeout on Coho.
For all the latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
You know, you play your older brother in basketball in the driveway, and he's hitting 18-footers and you're hitting layups. You know what? You just know eventually those 18-footers are going to get you in trouble. And that's kind of where we are. We're scoring on big plays, and Eastmont is driving the ball. So the defense is going to have to make a stop here.
Lopez to kick off. It's a deep kick off the left side, and this one went out of bounds.
That's a 1-foot line. That's a penalty.
So Panthers will take over at the 35.
Wow, that's actually a big play right there. That ball nearly hit the pylon, but does go out of bounds. So instead of the ball at the 25, it's going to be 10 yards farther on.
So Eastmont with the touchdown now leads 21-14 here in the Bridge of Sportsmanship game. Panthers, who've hit on a couple big plays tonight.
Go ahead.
To stay with them, can they hit another?
Ian Dunn, what happened the last time? 78 yards over the middle to Riley Kuntz. You think we may see that call again?
Whistles before the snap as they'll reset the ball onto the right hash.
Darius Carlson looks like calling the play in for the quarterback, and that's a guy we have not seen, but I bet we see Mr. Carlson before the game's over.
So first down and 10, Wenatchee from their own 35. Got a bunch formation off to the right.
This is different.
Blakeney under center. Fakes the handoff. Now reverse handoff to Jelsing, looking for blockers on the outside. And a short gain as JJ got a good head of speed up going out there, but not much room to run.
Came from an end-around position and ran 30 yards to gain 2. He's going to be tired. 2 carries, 2 yards for JJ tonight.
3-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up second down and 7. Panthers will split 3 off to the right, 1 to the left. With, I think, Blauman your single setback. Blakeney looking for the quick hitter off the left side to Kuntz. He's got it. First down, Panthers.
And it's Riley Kuntz over the middle. They had the middle clogged up that time, but it was the same play. It's going to go still for a good game.
He was tightly defended on the play, but Riley with the good hands,
you can see
able to reel it in.
You could see the Eastmont coaches. Number 84 is not going to go in the middle of the field for 70 yards.
So Panthers first down and 10 now from their own 48. Now 2 runners in the backfield, Bishop and Blauman, with 2 receivers in the pattern, Rickle and Carlson. And Blakeney hands off left side to Blauman, spins away from a tackle. Woo. Still on his feet into Eastmont territory to the 47.
360s to the right spin. I can't do that off a diving board.
Must have been watching some of the Eastmont runners.
Nice. Blauman up to 28 yards so far.
5-yard run. It'll make it second down and 5. Now from the Eastmont 47. Same formation, 2 runners in the backfield. Handoff right side. Now he's going to throw it.
It's open.
Man out there, Kuntz to the 35, the 30, 25, and he'll be tripped up as he crosses the 25. Riley Kuntz having a big game tonight.
I think that one was Darius actually cutting across.
That was Darius?
That was.
So Carlson, the big play. We've been looking for him. And finally makes the big play, 27 yards.
Woo, I knew we'd see Darius Carlson.
First down and 10, Wenatchee at the Eastmont 20. Blakeney in shotgun. The handoff up the middle. I think that's Jelsing. Takes a hard hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage.
Bounced back after a gain of an inch.
Still have not seen Alvarado here in the second half. He must have some kind of injury.
Boy, what a game of big plays. Blakeney either completes a pass for 3 yards or a bundle of yards. Nothing in between.
So now Wenatchee, after a 1-yard gain on first down, looking at a second down and 9. Unlike Eastmont, who's continually at 3rd and short, Wenatchee's faced 3rd and long a number of times tonight.
But inside the red zone are the Panthers.
Blakeney under pressure now throws out to the right side to Jelsing. He eludes one man. He'll be tackled in the backfield. Loss on the play.
The play had to go a little bit quicker. Kyle Biles was there to block, but like I said, before he could get it down, Blakeney had to let it go a little bit too soon.
Eastmont had the blitzer coming in, and Blakeney had to get rid of it maybe before he wanted to. JJ tried to do the best he could, but ends up losing a few yards. Now brings up 3rd down and 13. Might be 4-down territory here.
Panthers trail by a touchdown.
4-receiver pattern with a tight end also. And Blakeney fakes the handoff.
Boom.
Under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Big loss play.
Blakeney just nowhere to go. Tried to hand off. Fake the handoff to Bishop. It was going to be a keeper, and nobody fooled.
10-yard loss on the play back to the 33. And they'd be well advised to punt right here, unless they're in field goal range.
Actually, that's going to be 33.
Long one.
33 plus 17.
Looks like Wenatchee's going to run a play here. 4th down and 22 coming up from the Eastmont 33. And Blakeney whistle before the snap. Flag on the play
against the Panthers.
Oh, just what they needed. So this will push them back another 5.
6 penalties, 65 yards is really
now the punt team comes in.
We haven't seen the Panthers really penalties been a factor in this year until tonight.
And your punter is Luis Navarrete.
And Chris Bishop coming in at the last
Bishop's going to punt now.
It is senior night here at the Apple Bowl.
Bishop standing at midfield.
Flag.
Kicks it. It's going to take a Wenatchee bounce at about the 10. Flag on the play. Flags on both sides of the field, actually. Motion penalty on Wenatchee. Eastmont might have him kick it again.
Chris Bishop is heading back that way, getting in the familiar spot.
Was not a good kick by Chris.
I think he's just trying to punch it down there, let it roll down close to the end zone. But 7 penalties, 70 yards now for the Panthers.
So Wenatchee will try it again here.
Yeah. And the safety valve here to catch the last blocker is the quarterback, Austin Blakeney. Does that mean we haven't seen a fake punt all year, Ian? Is it time?
Now, Bishop standing at his own 45.
It is. It is a fake.
And Jelsing off the left side of the 40, the 35, the 20. Can he get to the first down? The 10. First down still on his feet.
Oh, my goodness. 4th down.
And they're going to mark him down at the 2 on the fake punt.
4th down and 32 yards, and it converts. The snap went to the up man, which quarterback Austin Blakeney hit the ball between his legs and let people go by him, then handed off to Jelsing, but he held the ball for 53 seconds.
A 50-yard play.
And Jelsing nearly scored. He's inside the 5.
You called it, too.
I wonder why Blakeney was hidden in there.
So now Panthers have it 1st and goal at the 2. After the shocking fake punt that goes for 50 yards. Here's Blauman off the right side, tripped up in the backfield.
Gain of 0.
No, they're going to mark him at the 5. So much penetration off the snap. It seemed like the Eastmont was in the backfield when he took the handoff.
This is where the Panthers has been just a little bit struggling all year, is to get those points when you get that close.
Now 2nd down and goal, as now Blakeney will go under center. 2 tight end formation. Throw off to the right, intended for Carlson. Too far out there.
There's a timing pattern to the corner. There's a lot of contact with 2 defenders by Eastmont. Probably a good no call, but everybody was just in everybody's way. Could never develop.
They can hit a 50-yard fake punt, but they can't drive it in from the 2-yard line.
We're not done yet. Here we go. Trey Stegman brings in a play.
So 3rd and goal from the 5. 1:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eastmont on top 21-14. Panthers knocking on the doors, trying to tie this one up. Now 3 receivers set from the 5. Blakeney in shotgun. Moving to his right. Throws. Catch is made. And he's into the end zone. Stegman. Touchdown Wenatchee.
Trey Stegman. TD. A pass to the flat, and Trey won the race.
And what
to the
a
corner.
series of downs for Wenatchee as they went back and back and back on penalties and then run a 50-yard fake punt.
Wow. Scott Devereaux do the bag of tricks.
Now Slife on to attempt the extra point to tie this one up once again.
Mason Brown to hold.
It's a high snap, but he gets it down, and the kick is up and good.
Tie ball game.
Minute 48 to go here in the third quarter. We're now tied at 21. The Bridge of Sportsmanship on Coho 101. We'll be right back.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to LocalTel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.
Wenatchee Panthers and Eastmont Wildcats dueling it out here in the Apple Bowl, the Bridge of Sportsmanship game. Last couple years, Mark, these games have been just nail biters, and we got another one here tonight.
This is beyond nail biters. This is edge of your seat. 4th down and 32, right where Coach Devereaux wants you. Convert on a fake punt, and then Blakeney to Stegman pushes it in to tie the game.
So Panthers to kick off, slide another high one to about the 20 as they'll take it from there, and the return is a good one. Wow. All the way up to about the 45.
You know, Eastmont has fumbled 2 of those high kicks so far tonight. You know, been no damage by Eastmont, but that's the danger. If you do get a quick lane, it's going to be near midfield for Eastmont in field position.
So Eastmont will take over. Good field position and at their own 46.
We're all euphoric on that phenomenal Panther touchdown, but yet again, it's been a steady of yardage, eatage up by rushing that the Panthers have to stop.
Can the Panthers slow down these Wildcats? Handoff right side. I think that's Schneider. Panthers limit the gain this time.
Nice.
To the 48, so just a 2-yard gain. It's the Wildcats time it again. Gas the Panthers on first down. 7, 8, 9 yards on first down.
Michael Sims stops that one.
2-yard gain. And the Panthers jump into the neutral zone. Flags fly.
It's going to be offsides Panthers. 8 penalties, 75 yards.
And this one really hurts after you limit the gain on first down. Then you tack on a penalty, and it's 2nd down and 2.
I'll tell you, on film day on Tuesday, that's where you just stare at the floor.
All the way to the Panther 47. 2nd down and 2 from there. As the Panthers, unfortunate that time. 3 receivers set for Eastmont to the left. It's going to be quarterback run right up the middle. And the Panthers do a good job, but I think he still has a first down.
Michael Sims, linebacker, stood him up solid, but just inches after the first down.
So it is going to be a Wildcat first down at the 44 of Wenatchee. As the clock winding down on this third quarter, again, it's Ian Dunlop, Mark Miller here at the Apple Bowl tonight.
It's a barn burner. It's a twister.
Tied at 21. Eastmont again, trips formation left. Massey in shotgun. And fakes the handoff, keeps it, and he eludes the back tackle in the backfield, then wrapped up, and a flag fly. Might have got a little face mask on the tackle.
Oh, just like almost a horse collar around the neck.
No, it's a holding call on Eastmont.
Big tackle by Eli Young.
And now we finally hear some boos coming from the Eastmont sideline.
They wanted the horse collar penalty. Not going to get it.
It looked like the flag was thrown on the flag was thrown on the tackle. And that's what we thought it was, maybe a face mask.
Thrown right there too.
So that'll push the ball back to the Eastmont 49.
So
it'll make it first down and about 16.
So that's now 5 penalties on Eastmont, so starting to even out a little bit.
First down about 17. Clock winding down on the third quarter. Now they'll get into their base set. And it looks like Massey's not going to run a play here. He's going to let the clock wind down. So we're through 3 quarters here in the Apple Bowl, Wenatchee and Eastmont tied at 21. We'll be back with more game action after this on Coho 101.
Is your vehicle in need of a quick oil change or tune-up before hitting the road this summer? Stop by Quick Lube and Tune, the home of the good guys at 610 South Wenatchee Avenue.
So the Panthers defense trying to hold back these Wildcats as they march down and tie it. Eastmont, the running game, has given Wenatchee all kinds of troubles. Now trips formation off to the left. Massey in shotgun. Picks it up. Going to throw it off the right side. And it's going to be picked off. Off the right side to the 50. Tucker. 45. Tucker to the 30. And he'll be wrapped up. No, he's still on his feet at the 10.
One of the most exciting sequences. What a 48-minute contest we've seen here. Oscar Benjumi from his linebacker blitz spot just nailed Massey as he was throwing it, made it a wounded duck, and Jax Tucker just, whoa, it's...
Who was it that got the sack? Who was it that hit the quarterback?
Oscar Benjumi hit the quarterback. Jax Tucker's like Ken Griffey out there in center field, just waiting for the ball to come down, and returns it 50 yards. Panthers in business.
So Tucker with the interception and the big return down to the Eastmont 6. Wenatchee first and goal from there. They'll run the trips formation with a single setback. Now man comes in motion near side. Handoff to Blauman right side, and Blauman is in for the touchdown. Woo! Touchdown Panthers.
6 yards on the right side. It's all Nate Blauman, TD.
Wenatchee takes their first lead of the night off the Tucker interception.
Spectacular. What a game of big plays. Set up by the Jax Tucker INT. Blauman plows his way into the end zone.
Now Slife on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and it is good. 11:35 to go in the ball game. Wenatchee 28, Eastmont 21. We're back with more exciting game action after this.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Live? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
On one of their very few pass plays, ends up getting victimized with the quarterback hit and then the interception.
Let's just stick with fables, can we? Tortoise and the hare. You know, it's the hare right now is winning. It's the fast play. Eastmont's been steady and driving games, driving the ball all game. Wenatchee's been the big fast hitter.
So now Slipe will kick off, and it's another high one, and it'll be taken by one of the upmen. It'll end up being good field position for Eastmont again.
Like
a 40.
He tries to kick those.
Why are they not kicking deep on these guys?
He tries to kick those about 35 yards into and get the upman to field.
It must be leered some of their returners.
But yeah, Slife went too high on that one. Too short, too high.
First down and 10, Eastmont is Wenatchee their first lead of the game.
J.J. Jelsing now in on defense for the first time, I think, ever.
So first down and 10, Eastmont. Yet another two-way player for the Panthers, right? Yeah. And back to pass Massey.
That's a hole.
Throws off the right side. It's caught by Schneider.
Dalton Thomas there to immediately make the tackle, but completed pass.
To the 48, 8-yard gain on the play. And interesting, they'd go right back to the pass play there. So another big gain on first down, second down and 2 coming up. Now they're base set once again with 2 in the backfield. Handoff right side to Scaramucci
carries Panthers.
And wow, what a run by Scaramucci.
Took Carlson and Sims together to drag him down, but they were the third and fourth Panthers to hit him.
To the Wenatchee 41, flag on the play, and it's a hold on Eastmont.
So all of a sudden, Eastmont getting into the penalty game.
And they mark it from the spot of the foul.
That's a crusher for the Wildcats. Takes a first down into Wildcat territory.
Looks like they're going to mark it from the Wenatchee 49.
So it's going to be essentially 2nd and 10 starting over, isn't it? So here comes a break for the Panthers.
They'll mark it back to the Eastmont 42.
Can the defense capitalize?
So it'll be 2nd down and 12 from there.
Jared Bishop in as a linebacker spot.
And the handoff left side. The quick handoff to Snyder. Running room up the middle. He's got a first down and more. As he's tough to bring down, we're going to have maybe a face mask on the play. So, as the gain is all the way down to the Wenatchee 32.
It's a gain of 30 on the play.
They tack on a face mask. They'll be right down in the red zone.
So the Wildcats do immediately answer. So defense trying to protect a 7-point lead. 15 more yards. 9 penalties.
Tack on 15 yards, much to the delight of the Eastmont faithful here tonight.
95 yards, the entire football field in penalties. That's a toughie.
All the way down to the 16-yard line. So 1st and 10, Eastmont from there. Massey under center. Quick handoff to Lopez up the middle. Running room. Breaking tackle. Still on his feet. Down to the 2.
Jacob Christofferson on the tackle. The near touchdown for the Wildcats.
Down to the 2. 14-yard run there.
This is where Eli Young and Colton Dial need to get a penetration and put a little loss here and make the Cats start thinking about something different.
Eastmont trying to tie this one up as they've marched down the field, and not too many plays either. Handoff left side to Schneider, and he's in there. Touchdown Eastmont.
Wow. Remember my comment earlier, I hope we have the ball last? Can I make that again?
50 yards in 6 plays, Mark.
Eastmont no problem in moving the ball down.
So now pending the extra point, Eastmont's going to tie this one up yet again. 10:01 left here in the ball game. So Lopez on to attempt the extra point. To try to tie this game once again. And the kick is up.
Ooh, barely
and it's
good.
Just barely good. So that'll tie the game up at 28. 10:01 to go here in the ball game. And we're all locked up again here in the Bridges Sportsmanship game. We'll be right back after this on Coho.
Please join us weekly for the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Check your channel guide for times or go to ncwlife.com for details.
Lopez will kick off now as the game is tied yet again. Wenatchee, the big plays tonight have been the story for the Panthers.
Eastmont Wenatchee does not disappoint, does it?
So now Lopez to kick off. And it's a deep kick off the left side, and it goes into the end zone.
All right, tag you're it, Panthers. Here comes the offense.
So Wenatchee, 1st down and 10 from the 20 coming up. The game tied at 28. It's Ian Dunlong with Mark Miller here on Coho 101.
Offensive line, Nolan Such, Kyle Byers, Evan Robbins, all there to help punch the Panthers down the field.
The Panthers intercepting and capitalizing on the turnover for their last touchdown. First down and 10, Wenatchee from the 20 now. Has 2 receivers in the pattern, 2 in the backfield. Man comes in motion far side, will take the handoff. That's, I think, Jelsing.
Boom.
And some hard hitting as the ball carrier crossed the line of scrimmage.
Ouch. Took two big hits to the body.
No, it's Carlson on the carry. That's a hard 2 yards, wasn't it?
Whew.
There's some hard hitting going on out there.
Short.
Second down and 8 coming up. Wenatchee, Bishop, and Blauman in the backfield. 2 receivers in the pattern. Second down and 8 from the 22. And a handoff to Blauman off the right side. Evades 1 tackle, but then he's wrapped up after a gain of about 3 to the 25.
All effort to
they're going
bounce
to
off.
call it the 24. It'd be third down and 6 coming up. So once again, Mark, third down and long for the Panthers.
All effort by Blauman to bounce off 1. Don't want to get Eastmont the ball back. This is pretty critical right here.
Eastmont's got some pretty big hosses on that D line. Third down and 6 coming up. And the handoff to Blauman on the draw play, and he will not get the first down. Taken down at the 27.
Kind of late getting started there. Nothing really too much. 2 hard yards. So it's going to be a 4th and 4. And the Panther defense has not stopped Eastmont here in the second half. And looks like the punt team is coming out.
And they're going to have Luis Navarrete kick the punt here.
8:13 to go. Clock not a factor yet. But Blakeney yet again is the up back. Navarrete a fake again.
Another fake.
Navarrete takes off to the corner, and yes!
He's going to get the first down. Oh, my goodness. Wenatchee pulling out all the stops tonight.
Coach Devereaux.
The fake punt deep in their own end.
Devereaux has left the how-to playbook in his locker room.
Oh, my goodness.
2 4th down conversions.
And the gain is down to the 38. It ends up being an 11-yard run.
And Coach Devereaux said, you know what, I'm not going to let Eastmont's offense have this ball. 2 4th down conversions.
Coach Devereaux's 12-3 against Eastmont during his tenure. And boy, that's a gutsy play right there.
Wow.
Quick hitter off the right side or the left side to Blauman. Not much running room out there. It's a short gain, maybe a yard.
Maybe.
Second down and 9 coming up.
Oh, my goodness. Do you believe that? The punter Navarrete never hesitated. Took the deep snap and ran to his right as hard as he could.
He's listed as a wide receiver on the roster, so he has a little bit of speed.
Yep, he doesn't run like your father's punter. There's no doubt there.
So 2 tight ends set now for Wenatchee. 2 receivers set. And Blakeney fakes the handoff. He'll take it himself and be wrapped up for a loss.
Couldn't get the handoff.
That play was ill-conceived from the get-go.
Couldn't get the handoff to Blauman and had no choice. Smart move was to eat it, though. Only
4-yard loss on the play. It'll bring up third down about 13.
So here we are, the same spot, that 3rd and long. 6:50 to go. Do not want to get that ball back into that capable offense of Eastmont.
So 4 receivers set. Trips off to the right. Blakeney, straight drop. Under pressure. And he'll be sacked once again.
Boom.
Back at the 31. He had some time. Couldn't find anybody downfield.
He was looking vertical downfield yet again, going that first down. Dare I say it, the last 2 punts have not been punts, but first downs on fakes for the Panthers. Navarrete again back to take the snap.
Looks like, is that Bishop? And
that
the kick is
Chris
up.
Bishop. Boomer!
And it's a booming punt down to Schneider at about the 26, so a great punt that time.
Chris Bishop, when you had to have it, and he's limping off the field. Look, he gave everything, including his hammy, on that one.
So Eastmont will take over.
This is ball game right here.
Their own 27.
It is J.J. Jessing.
With 5:55 to go, you'd have to say this is an important possession.
This is it. Benjumi and Jessling in linebacker spots. Carlson, Rickle, Christofferson, Colton Dial, Lloydhammer up front, along with Ronan Haynes.
I'm not sure what they're waiting for the sticks to get reset here. Eastmont has gashed the Panthers time and again with their running game tonight, especially on first down.
It's been a sustained drive each time, but some of these runs chewing up 8, 10, 12 yards. A lot of second efforts. The broken tackles have got to stop here for the Panthers for these last 6 minutes of the contest.
They have 3 different running backs that carry the ball, including the quarterback.
Looks like maybe a little break here. We're being televised on NCW Live. Maybe they're on commercial.
Not sure what the delay is here.
They look like they're actually going to get a new football. Maybe it's the Seattle Seahawks ploy on Tony Romo. Remember that one? Let's throw the slick football.
Well, do they have a kicking ball and a regular ball?
We shall find out. Now we're set. New ball's in.
So first down at 10 Eastmont from their own 27. 5:55 to go in the game. We're tied at 28 here in the Apple Bowl. Receiver will split out to the right. Their base formation with 2 in the backfield, 1 in slot. Handoff left side to Schneider, and Schneider, big head of steam, and rumble for about 5 on the play.
No deception on that one, just a straight out pop, and that is the freshman Jessling on the tackle.
So 5 yards the gain on the play. Second down and 5 coming up. Just enough time here for Eastmont if they can get a sustained running game to march down the field, perhaps for the winning score. Left side handoff to Lopez. He'll have a first down at about the 40.
Jessling again, and by the way, Jessling is in at that deep safety spot. Jax Tucker, that had the big interception, has missed the last 2 series, so we have a true freshman back there as our last safety valve. 5:13, clock not
so
a factor.
First down and 10 Eastmont from their own 40. Game tied at 28, 5:06 to go. Massey under center. Fakes the handoff. Now Schneider off the right side, and what a play by Benjumi in the backfield. Loss on the play.
That's a star right there. Oscar, 2 tackles on the night, and both have been spectacular.
Eastmont, especially on that handoff to Schneider, they haven't been held for negative yardage.
Nope.
That might be the first time tonight.
And that's that wing T option. Schneider was the second choice, and some people went for the fake. Benjumi did not.
Second down, 11 coming up. Big down here for the Panthers if they're going to get the ball back. And the handoff left side to Lopez. Panther defense is there.
Boom.
No gain on the play. Actually, they're going to give him a gain of a couple.
Wow.
So bring up 3rd and long for Eastmont.
Colton Dial, 3rd tackle.
What will they dial up here?
Whoa.
3rd down and 9.
Nice segment.
From their own 41. Out of their base set. They hand off to Lopez. Panther defense going to wrap him up. Another about 2-yard gain to the 43.
He was the first option, try to get on the quick hitter, but not going to be there.
And now the punt team comes out for Eastmont with 3:31 to go.
Again,
it's going to come down to the wire.
Colton Dial to make that tackle. The defense shows up when you have to have them.
So the defense stands up. These Eastmont Wildcats as Lopez set to punt it away, standing at his own 32.
Does Eastmont do the same thing? 2 fake punts by the Panthers.
Panthers showing like they're going to try to block it.
It is a block.
And it is. Is it off a block or off the side of his foot?
I think Chris Bishop got a piece of it.
And the Panthers will start out in excellent field position at their own 43. Did he get a piece, or was it just off the side of his foot?
I know that Bishop's holding his ribs coming off. He limped off the last game, the last play. He's giving everything he's got. Yep, he's showing his hand. He's showing the little bruise to his coach. This is where my hand got it.
What can the Panthers do with it here? First down and 10. 2:56 to go. Game tied at 28. This bridge of sportsmanship game. First down and 10 Panthers. 3 receivers set. And the handoff to Blauman straight up the middle. Nate getting what he can out of it.
Good tough 4 yards. 50 yards for Nate.
To the 47.
14 carries.
4-yard gain on the play. It'll be second down and 7 coming up as the clock continues to run.
2 minutes. Yet again, Jacob Slife is a very active field goal kicker.
2 receivers in bunch formation to the right, 1 to the left. That's Rickle. And off the right side, Austin looks like he wants to run it. And, a good play off that right side as he followed his blockers for a gain of about 4.
Made 4 yards out of nothing.
To the Eastmont 49. It's going to be 3rd and 3 coming up. Austin coming toward the sideline. No, the Rickle will bring in the play.
Yet again, Jacob can make a 47-yard field goal.
Minute 46 to go in the ball game. Wenatchee, 3rd down and 3 from midfield.
If we can gain 20 yards on 2 plays, it'll let Jacob have a shot.
3 receivers set. The handoff to Blauman. No, a throw off the left side to Kuntz. He's got the first down.
Beautiful. Nice fake. Kuntz wide open on the
fake to Blauman, and then the throw to Kuntz.
Riley Kuntz having the game of his life.
To the Eastmont 44. Clock stops at 1:18. And looks like the Panthers are going to use a timeout here.
A 100-yard night for Riley Kuntz in receptions. But
Panthers are going to use a timeout. Wenatchee will have it first down and 10. When we come back, the game is on the line.
I'll be here.
Stay with us. We're right back after this on Coho. Ian Dunlop with Mark Miller.
Wow.
This one's coming down to the wire, Miller.
Oh, you have a towel to wipe the sweat off my forehead. It's crisp tonight.
It's too cold to sweat.
Not on this. This is nip and tuck. 1:11 tie ball game. It's been a day of big plays for the Panthers, both on offense and defense. Field goals have not been a really part of the Panther repertoire. What do you do here? Do you try and get into that area? Let the senior try and win it.
It could come down to that.
Down's not a factor at the moment. First down in Eastmont territory.
First down and 10, Wenatchee at the Eastmont 44. 3 receivers set, 2 off to the left. Blauman, your single setback. And the handoff to Blauman. He's tripped up in the backfield.
Braden
And big number 78 of Eastmont was in there on the tackle. Braden Johnson, the 6'3", 300-pounder.
Big Braden. Great.
Wenatchee will take another timeout. We're going to go ahead and keep it here. Loss on the play. What are they saying to the 47 there? So 3-yard loss on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 12. So
Braden Johnson for the 300-pounder. Very nimble, good baseball player too. He can hold his ground, also quick, and that showed there for that loss. So it's going to now, with 2nd down, a minute to go in the game. That again, need the 1st down, need to get into that field goal range.
Well, they're going to have to get a couple chunk plays to get into field goal range. Eastmont has really defended the run for Wenatchee pretty well tonight.
2 timeouts left. 3 timeouts left for the 2 for the Panthers. So you think it's going to have to go to the air here. And the air has been our friend so far. Big plays to Kuntz, big plays to Stegman, big plays to Bishop tonight.
2nd down, 12 coming out for Wenatchee from the Eastmont 47. 3 receiver set. Stegman in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Throw left side. Intended for Kuntz. Too far out in front.
Yeah, they got tied up there. It was trying to go to the speedster along the outside. Yet again, feet were tangled. Couldn't break loose. Contact, but no call.
And that hasn't really been his forte, Austin, that kind of throw right there.
Yeah, that timing pattern type is not. But Carlson is wide along with Rickle. It's 3rd down. Need yards here,
53
guys.
seconds to go. 4 receivers set. 3rd down and 12. Blakeney, straight drop.
He's got
now
time.
Moves to his right. Tries to elude a tackler. He's going to be sacked.
Big loss.
Big loss on the play, and
timeout Eastmont. So that
43 seconds to go, and Wenatchee be forced to punt from there. We could be going to overtime here.
Well, I tell you, that's where Eastmont had that quick timeout. Now facing the 4th down, they think they've got a shot to get the ball and make a run on it themselves. Eastmont, not a strong passing team, does have the big play in the 1st quarter. That's been the only really passing play that's hurt the Panthers.
We got timeout on the field. We're going to go ahead and keep it here as Wenatchee will be forced to punt here. Just 43 seconds to go, but I believe Eastmont has all their timeouts.
No, they just called one. Okay. Right there. So there's only 2 left. So the running game's their forte is something they're not going to be able to rely on when they get the ball with 35 seconds left to go. So Chris Bishop in this spot last series hit off a booming 48-yarder that Devin Schneider had to fair catch. And you hate to say let's strike it again, but Chris will need to strike it again. And Chris was holding his hamstring and came off.
You're right, though. This scenario does not play into the Eastmont hands with minimum time on the clock and having to go the length of the field. You got to throw it.
So
Bishop's standing at his own 30. And Schneider back deep.
A good snap.
And Bishop
low
off
liner.
The side of his foot, low liner takes an Eastmont bounce, or excuse me, Wenatchee bounce to finally end up at about the 13.
So 85 yards to go, 2 timeouts, 36 seconds. Same back channel. Don't go away.
This does not play into the hands of the Wildcats.
So safety Jax Tucker has not played the last 2 series. We've not had word if he's okay. J.J. Jelsing has taken his spot. So you think they'd look to a vertical passing game.
I think Wenatchee.
Devereaux goes ahead and takes a quick timeout now to get his defense set.
So we'll take a timeout as well. It's we're tied at 28 with just 36 seconds to go. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Live? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
on Coho 101. The Wildcats will take over at the 16-yard line, their own 16. The length of the field to go. The game's tied at 28. So Wenatchee, the Wildcats are just have been mainly a running team this season. So this scenario does not play into their hands.
I'm saying they're going to have to go vertical. They're going to go vertical against a true freshman.
But I'm sure they got a few pass plays up their sleeve here. Nope, they're going to hand off the reverse to Schneider. He eludes a tackler, still on his feet, off to the right to the 20 he'll go.
I assume we'll see a timeout here.
Nope, they're going to run the clock out and just go for overtime here. They want to do, if they do start throwing at something that they're not accustomed to doing, that's when you could have a bad mistake that could cost you the game.
And you know what? There was an interception with a 50-yard return in the third quarter.
So Eastmont looks like they'll run another play, handoff to Scaramacino off the right side. He's still on his feet to about the 35, but that'll be the final play of the game.
Wow.
So we're at the conclusion of regulation, and we're still tied at 38. Yet another dramatic finish to this ball game is coming up. Stay with us. You're listening to Panther Football on Coho 101 and on the NCW Live channel. We'll be back after these messages.
Is your vehicle in need of a quick oil change or tune-up before hitting the road this summer? Stop by Quick Lube and Tune, the home of the good guys at 610 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Time, they will have an additional coin flip to decide who gets the ball first. And usually the train of thought here, Mark, is if you do get the coin flip, you want to be on defense first.
Get the ball second.
Right, because then you know what you have to do.
I think it's same as the college rules, right? You get the ball on the 25, and if you score, great, field goal or touchdown. But if you get a field goal, the other team gets the ball and they get a touchdown and they win.
So both teams have pretty good kickers, I think.
They're very good.
So in these overtime situations where those kickers can really, come into play.
And the offenses have been both effective. Blakeney on the long, big plays. Eastmont on the running, driving plays. So it's going to be a contrast of styles. And it just can't get any better. Folks, come on out. Carry your transistor radio with you and come on out and catch the end of this one.
Nobody has gone home tonight.
Look, the concession stand's empty and the stands are full.
The concession stand is still going. Probably selling some hot coffee. And
oh, my goodness. This is just fun. Who writes the scripts for these things?
So here's the coin flip.
It looks like it's
and he's looking at Wenatchee.
Panthers win the toss. Wow.
And the other team gets to decide which end of the field they want to defend.
So Blakeney is thrown for 204 yards.
What a game this has been tonight between these two teams.
11 receptions, 11 completions. Some big plays by the defense. Jax Tucker with a big interception. Of course, Stegman and Kuntz, 70-plus yard receptions.
So if you haven't seen an overtime game, either in high school or in the college game, the way it works is they place the ball on the 25. Each team gets a possession.
Sounds fair.
If one team scores and the other team doesn't, that team wins, obviously. If they both score the same amount of points, a field goal or a touchdown, they go to a second overtime.
Do it again.
And then the other team has the ball first.
Sounds fair.
So Eastmont will have the ball first.
Panthers on defense.
First down and 10.
Overtime, our first OT game this year.
Yes, right. So first down and 10. So, and the coaches up in here in the booth were yelling for the inclusion of a tackle.
Jared Bishop, usually
oh my goodness.
A linebacker comes in onto the front line.
So first down at 10, Eastmont, handoff to Lopez right up the middle, and another good gainer off first down.
Boom. Colton Dow comes over to make the tackle, but it's going to be yet again a second and short.
Down to, the 18. 7-yard gain on the play, so 2nd down and 3 coming up. No clock during this overtime period. We're in overtime. Eastmont, 2nd down and 3, and a big tackle that time by Oscar Bajumi.
Well, I mean, it was Oscar had his feet straight up in the air with his shoulders on the ground.
No gain on the play.
Oscar doesn't just make tackles, he makes tackles.
He took him off his feet.
Wow.
So now 3rd down and 2 coming up.
And again, Massey
big down for the Wenatchee defense here. And left side handoff to Schneider. This has been their money play. And Schneider, pretty good gain. And he looks like he'll have the 1st down.
Lowe Miller had a hold of his waist, but it's going to drag him down just a touch late. 4 tackles.
1st down at the 14. So 1st and 10, Eastmont. They have the first possession here in overtime. Game tied at 28 in regulation. And the handoff to Scaramucino off the right side. Breaks 1 tackle.
Boom.
Panthers will wrap him up after a gain of about 2 or 3. To the 12, so 2-yard gain.
Michael Sims on the tackle. So it's 2nd and long, which you don't see a lot of from Eastmont. So Panthers trying to
force them into a 3rd and long. So 2nd down, 8 coming up for Eastmont. Ball spotted at the 12-yard line.
Be very surprised to see anything but a run.
As we're in overtime here in the Apple Bowl. So 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Whoa.
And the Eastmont coach coming out onto the field, forced to call a timeout. And I believe you only have 1 of those in overtime.
I mean, he was on the field and lost the headset. It was dramatic. Did not like what he saw.
Yeah, he was throwing it down. Of course, the head coach, Mike Don, in his 3rd year with Eastmont, came out onto the field, threw down his clipboard, as must have been a formation issue there, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe the quarterback was going to audible a pass, and we're going to cut that off right now. So it's 2nd down and long. The Wildcats can still get a 1st down.
Again, we're in the first overtime here. Wenatchee and Eastmont, they tied at 28 in the regular session. Now the first possession of overtime. The Wildcats looking at a 2nd down and 8 coming up. Ball spotted at the 12.
Wow. He can cut it tension with a knife.
And here we go. 2nd down and 8. And the handoff left side to Schneider. And Panther defense is there, but Schneider able to surge forward for another couple yards.
Carried a gaggle of Panthers.
Down to the 8.
The last 2 yards. Well, first injury of the night. Wildcat trouble getting up.
It's like a Wildcat offensive lineman. No, or is that Manny Lopez? That would be a big loss for them.
It is a running back Lopez, although he's the size of an offensive lineman.
Holding his right leg.
Tried to get up.
Lopez had a big night tonight. He's also their kicker, keep in mind. And really could come into play here in the overtime.
Everybody takes.
Looks like they're going to help him up. And he walks out under his own power, stomping his feet to the ground. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Not even a limp.
They couldn't afford to lose him. Not only is one of their main running backs, he's also their place kicker.
I'd say rub some dirt on it, but here on the turf at the Apple Bowl.
3rd down and 3 coming up from the 8. Big down for Wenatchee here. Flag on the play.
Offsides, Panthers.
Oh, my goodness.
There's the even 100. 10 penalties, 100 yards.
So that'll be half the distance down to the 4. It'll be first down and goal.
Oh, just not optimal right there. And look who's coming back in the game.
Lopez back in.
Missed only one play.
They should have marked it half the distance. They put it down at the 2. It should be at the 4. There we go. They reset it. So now first down and goal, Eastmont from the 4. First possession of overtime. Lopez the handoff off the right side, and he has a touchdown.
Eastmont draws first blood.
So now the all-important extra point coming up. You can't afford to miss these.
Colton Dial, a big defensive end, is limping off, getting help to get to the sideline.
So now the extra, so the Eastmont strikes first. That means Wenatchee has to get a touchdown.
And look at this. Look at this. Eastmont going for 2.
No, they're just doing that feint.
Oh, it's the old...
If the Panthers don't line up correctly, they'll run it. If they are going to run it. Massey off to the right side. Looks to the end zone. Catch is made. Oh, my goodness.
2-point conversion.
Now that really puts the onus on Wenatchee. Not only do they have to score, but they have to get a 2-point conversion.
Wow, Eastmont, kind of a surprise.
Now, talk about pulling out the stops, as Wenatchee has done tonight. Coach Don just did right there, calling for the 2-point conversion. So Wenatchee will take over first down and 10 at the 25. And now the pressure's on the Panthers. Not only do they have to score a touchdown, but they need a 2-point conversion.
Well, first things first. And yet again, the success has been through the air by the Panthers.
It's now a 36-28 score.
Wow, did not see that 2-point conversion.
Wenatchee in pistol formation. And back to pass, throws off to the right to, I think, Carlson. He'll have a gain of 5 or 6. So that's Bishop on the reception.
Gain of 6. It is Bishop. So Austin Blakeney.
So down to the 18. Gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3 coming up. Two receivers reset off to the left side. Blauman, your single setback. And the handoff to Blauman, and boys, he takes a big hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage.
Thought he was open for 2 yards and then just gets leveled. Number 3 of Eastmont.
No gain on the play. No, wait, maybe a yard gain. So 3rd and 2 coming up, and obviously Wenatchee has to go for it here as they need a touchdown. Even if they get to 4th down, they're going to have to go for it.
Taking that advantage of knowing what you need.
So a big 3rd and 2 coming up here as the play clock winding down. And throw left side to
flag.
I think that's Bishop, and we got a flag on the play. I think Chris even caught it as he comes limping away from the play, but boy, he's a gamer. He's not coming out of there, is he?
Boy, Chris Bishop now 3 receptions on the night, and boy, they're all just huge ones.
If he made the reception, they'll probably just decline the penalty. So 1st and goal Wenatchee from the 4. They, of course, need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So first and goal from the 4 for Wenatchee. Trips in the backfield. Now they'll reset. Coons off the left side. And Blauman the handoff off the left side, and he's in there. Touchdown Wenatchee.
Nate Blauman, his second TD of the day.
So here's where the game comes down to, Mr. Mark Miller. They have to convert a 2-point conversion.
To tie, Eastmont went for 2 on a trick play, and now it is all the ball game right here.
What can the Panthers dial up to get this 2-point conversion? They're going to take a timeout and talk it over. We're going to go ahead and keep it here. So,
well, you know what? I'm not even going to guess what Coach Devereaux can do. He's already have 2 fourth-down fake punts that have gone for huge gainers. So I would tell you this: it will not be just a normal straight off-tackle run. It'll be something unique to look at. And you know, we got Carlson and Kuntz have been the big receivers.
Some kind of run-pass option, wouldn't you think?
I would think. But, you know, Bishop here has been the man in this key series right here. So, wow, you know, and Blakeney's legs have been a great weapon the past 6 weeks. Today it hasn't been there. So is this the time when you do a straight quarterback run?
It's interesting because when you go past a third overtime, then you have to go for 2.
Right.
And they do that because it makes it even harder.
Oh, yeah. And so we're going to start off that way.
In the first overtime, this is what Wenatchee has to convert to stay even. So here we go. Panthers, Wildcats coming back out onto the field. The game comes down to this. Wenatchee has to convert a 2-point conversion. What kind of formation will they throw out there? It's going to be a 3 receivers set. Blauman in the backfield.
Come on, Panthers.
Here we go. And Blakeney moving to his right. Throws left. And it's incomplete. And the Wildcats win it.
Phenomenal.
And boy, are they celebrating out on the field.
Boy, no losers tonight, boys. Put your heads high. Incredible contest.
And boy, you got to tip your cap to these Wildcats for going for 2. And that turns out to be the deciding factor in this overtime.
A fun-filled Apple Bowl night. This is going to be talked about when our grandkids are coming to this game. You remember 17?
What a game between these two teams. Tied at 28 in the regular session, and then in the first session of overtime, the Wildcats go for 2. They get it, forcing Wenatchee to get 2 as well, and they cannot convert. So the Wildcats win it. Our final score here in the Apple Bowl, Eastmont wins it 36-34. You've been listening to Panther Football here on Coho 101 and the NCW Live channel. We'll be back after this timeout.
Thanks for joining us for Wenatchee Panther Football on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast has been presented by Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge, Town Nissan, Collins Fashions, and the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Bringing local sports to you, we are the NCW Live channel. Thanks for watching.